Welcome everyone, welcome! This is for the first time we are actually doing a live stream that is not related to a watch along or any sort of FIFA content. I mean, that's technically not true because I got to announce what I'm doing today. Oh, voice crack there, that's always a brilliant way to start. So yeah, just bear in mind I'm just listening to myself. That actually sounds fantastic, right? I was a bit worried about the mic. It's the first time I used this brand new monster of a mic on this live stream, so I hope it looks good. Just don't take any ideas and don't do any fancy edits or whatever with this, but it does the job fantastically well, and I'm so excited to get onto this. I hope 3 o'clock is a good time for all of you. I am bearing in mind some people are back at school. I do have comments, and in fact I think the chat box, I don't know if it's working or not. If it's not working, I do apologize. I mean, I couldn't really quite work it in advance, unfortunately. This was literally planned out last minute. In fact, no, it looks like it has worked actually. I can already see a chat from Jacob Craig Peter saying hello, or Peterborough Fan TV. I can't speak today. Hi, welcome to the stream. Your comment is there, that's it. Yeah, I have to point over there. So that's working. So I've got to announce for the very first time, not only do we have a stream, it is a continuation of streams. And what I mean about this is, first part, you'll see me going through every single club. I'll go on Transfer Market and we'll look at their transfers and we'll rank them. I'll look at what you guys have said as well. So we'll get my ranking, but your guys' ranking as well. Everyone will be involved in this. And in the second part of this video, I got something very exciting to announce. For the very first time ever, I have got a capture card. Now, unfortunately, my webcam has not decided to work at this very big climax of a moment. So I'm just going to fix that very quickly. Should only be 2 seconds. See, there you go. Hi, guys. So, there we go. Capture card obtained. Don't need to stream it via the PS5 anymore. So how this is going to work, this is going to be like a 3-hour thing. I'm not even kidding you, 3 hours. 1 hour very likely will be on the transfer grading, and the other 2 hours is going to be on the FIFA prediction, because the FIFA live streams are back. Okay. Yeah, it's not that sort of announcement, Charlie. I can see the funny side in that. But it is a really exciting bit of news for this channel. So, yeah. Well, that was a smooth transition back to this as well. By the way, I can't even speak. And I got to apologise, guys. I would have made this into a video, but graphics-wise, I was being very overly ambitious. I could show you what I was planning to do with the graphics, but I got to be honest now. I think I would have got a better reaction if I did this live. It sounds like a lot of people are very excited for the fact I'm live anyway, but also I'm not feeling too well at the moment. I know it's not COVID because I actually took a COVID test and it came out negative, but your boy has been excited and partying quite a fair bit, celebrating his 21st, I would just say. So I'm still in that mid-recovery stage, and once I'm back to 100%, videos will be back. But university is also starting very soon as well, so videos will be a bit more difficult to make. But that may mean more streams like this, which I will be interested if you guys like, by the way. So, yeah, I think that's all what I need to say. If we're all ready, then I guess what we can do is we can go on capture and we can start grading all of these teams' transfer windows. Guys, excuse me. That's what I meant. Okay, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It does really help. And please hit that subscribe button if you are new around here as well. We're still on 767 subscribers. Please, if you can, let's try and get to... Let's just try and get to 800 as soon as we can. That really helps. And just as I'm talking, a plane decides to drive over my house. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly the time I wanted allowed aircraft to be over my house. Very helpful. I couldn't even tell you the amount of times I've had to edit things out because I've got an aircraft passing through my window. Right, I think that's all the things sorted here. I mean, you can't see what I'm doing here. Audio on all 6, Birmingham City had one of the best windows. Well, we'll see about that. You will see my opinion. Without any further ado, I think we're ready to go on. Let's actually go to capture now. Oh, please don't fail me. There we go. We're here. So, we're going to go alphabetical order here. Can you guys see it? I hope you can see it. I mean, I'm going to be using the keypad here because I've not got a mouse. Over my house, not into my house. I definitely used the right word there. Why am I looking so pale? Potentially because there's a lot of light and it could just be me feeling a bit under the weather as well. But yeah, overall, that's probably what it is. Right. Barnsley, they're the first team we've got to go on to first. Now, their transfer window definitely was more conclusive near the beginning part of the window for what I remember. You know, they made quite a fair few transfers near the beginning, Devante Cole being one of them. And other transfers they've made have been interesting. I'm not expecting it to be huge ground players, like Isaka from Toulouse has been one I'm not too sure with. Ole from Standard Liège is someone I have seen, but I'm not too sure with. Josh Benson, for what I've seen of him so far, I'm actually quite excited to see how he gets on for the rest of the season. Reme Vita is a very new signing from the second youth team of Bayern Munich. Claudio Gomez, another recent one, and Jasper Moon being promoted from the youth team. In terms of the outgoings, the big one is Connor Chaplin, of course. He has gone to the league below to join Ipswich Town. I don't think that's going to be a tremendous loss, though, for the fact they still got Freesia in the squad. They still got Woodrow. But you've got to remember that DK's gone as well. But Alex Moat going is another really big one. And I think what's quite disappointing is that they couldn't get his contract extended and he left for a free transfer there. With the service he's provided, the fact they didn't get any money from him is quite disappointing. Another senior player, Michael Solbauer, leaving as well. By the way, guys, every time I do these transfer windows for teams, give me your score out of 10 for their transfer business in the comments down below, and we'll review the grades after I talk about my grade. So, at the moment, I'm looking at quite a few loan deals. You know, with their departures, Herbie Kane being one, Luke Thomas being another one, Christy Davis being another one too. It's difficult to say because I think they were inevitably going to lose a load of players, Barnsley, you know, for how good they were last season. But I still think, for me, I just feel that the lack of valuation they got in some of their players, I think, you know, if they missed out on something, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I just feel they could have done a bit more, you know, for the fact they did lose DK. I know they got Devante Cole in, but is he really going to be the same, you know, having that same flair as Daryl DK did? I don't think he will, honestly. He'll be a good player to go in now and again, but I just think they've just drowned their quality a bit, but it hasn't really been too much of a disastrous window. I did expect Barnsley not to have a great window, but to be fair to them, it's not as bad. I'm going to say a pretty average 5 out of 10. That's what I feel. I think just a bit neutral. Some good areas, some okay signings, but they're not groundbreaking. But they're, you know, the fact they kept some of their other players in, like Callum Stiles, who could have been heavily interested. You know, keeping him in will be a big part of it as well. But I think the biggest downgrade for me is the fact they didn't get a single bit of money from Alex Moat as well. So what is everyone saying? Jack is saying 7.3, a bit of a BENHD ranking that. George, 7 out of 10. Yeah, not bad, not good. That reminds me of that meme, not great, not terrible, that comment there. Yeah, 7, I can understand that. Honeygun saying 7, Charlie Brown saying 6, Honeygun saying 5.5. Okay, so pretty much I've given the lowest rating, but overall our marks are not too dissimilar. So pretty, we can agree pretty much that, you know, they've had some good, but it's not been, you know, amazing, which I think we can all agree on. Right, and just like that, we're going to do that to every single championship club. So next on the list now is Birmingham. Right, my PS5 is acting up a bit. So, look at the transfers they've made. Some of them I'm really excited. Ryan Woods is someone that, you know, I have seen for quite a fair bit. I hope that he's going to live to his promise. Chukwuemeka from Charlton, I think, will be a good signing. I know he's not quite hit the ground running at the moment. I think he's scored 1 goal so far this season. But the thing about it is that he's been getting into some unbelievable positions. He just needs to finish his table. Oh, I can't remember the same. Right, I'm not going to go into it. Dion Sanderson, for Sunderland last year, I thought he was okay. Taev Chong's a big signing, though. I was planning to do a video about the transfers who've impressed me so far, but I think this transfer grading concept is going to be a better idea at the moment. But Taev Chong, for me, is one of these players which I think has really hit the ground running at the moment as a new transfer so far. I'm really impressed with him. Sarkic as well. He's had to step into number 1 goalkeeper, and he's not being faced by that whatsoever, which is interesting. Castillo's interesting. Deeney may be a bit of a sentimental one, but if he can hit the ground running, he can be a dangerous player. So the fact that Birmingham have got those options, it really, really excites me for what they can offer. In departures, Halovic to Reading. He did have a good period last year, but not an awful player for them to lose. Prieto, Cogley, Terrell, wasn't really doing, he was a bit inconsistent. Terrell, Guzman, San Jose. I think what Birmingham have done so well, they've got rid of the Deadwood and they've improved their squad even more with better quality players. So the balance is there. And for the fact that, they've not got any income from this window, they've not gained, but they've neither lost anything either. So I really think Birmingham have done better here. So I was just looking back at the comments. So Charlie Brown saying 6 out of 10 for Barnsley's one. I think for Birmingham, I've got to say 9. I think a 9 out of 10. I feel if they had 1, maybe 2 more real players, real championship high quality players, it would be up there for one of the best windows in the championship. I think Birmingham have impressed me, and it's so unusual for me to say Birmingham have had a good window because we've been so used to Birmingham, being so underwhelming. But there seems to be a feel-good factor going on at the moment with them. At the moment, it's going in the right direction, and I think that's really encouraging. And I think their fans deserve it. Let's see what everyone's saying. Jack saying 9. Honeygun saying 9 as well. We seem to be unanimously agreeing that it is a 9 out of 10 at the moment. George saying 9.5, one of the best winners of a championship. I mean, there you go. Most people, including me, being impressed with Birmingham. So fair play to Birmingham. They have done very, very well. We move down to Blackburn, who have been quite the opposite in terms of bringing players in. They've been really, really quiet. Jack's just commented on the stands. Yes, I agree. Birmingham, if they could just fix the stands, then it could be a real season of optimism. And just to get fit all their fans in. Charlie Brown said 8. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Right. So, Blackburn, they've made only 1 transfer worth a sum of money, which is Tayo Eden from Lincoln. Not heard too much about him. I think League One fans will be able to tell me more if he's a fantastic player. But left back for Lincoln, I'm sure I've seen him play in the playoff semi-final or even the final. And I think he was one of the better players in their back line. So I think that could be a coup for Blackburn. I do like the additions they've made there. Now they're going to get Kitching in, I believe now. They got him last transfer window, but now they have him at the start of this season. So they've got players in wide areas, in both areas now, which I think is great. Kadra from Brighton and Van Heck from Brighton too is interesting. I think the one wild card signing is Ian Pervader. He could be unbelievable for me. Almost a bit of a Harvey Elliott-esque signing if he hits the ground running. Because there were glimpses when he was in the Championship with Leeds 2 years back. He was really, really quite something special there. Leighton Clarkson's interesting as well. And then 2 of their players being promoted from a youth squad. But they have lost Adam Armstrong. They have lost someone who's given them 28 goals last season. So unfortunately, you know, that's already, you know, going to make their team so much worse. Other players have lost as well. I mean, they've lost Amari Bell quite, you know, easily as well, which I think they, you know, they maybe probably should have done a little bit better to not lose him out on a free transfer. He's still got 27 years old, so he can still have a lot of good years ahead of him. Lines as well, Holtby, Downing, of course, has just retired recently. And, of course, most of their signings are loan signings. There's nothing long-term with this strategy for Blackburn. So, for me, it does seem a little bit complacent, a little bit pragmatic for me. So, I think if they hadn't have sold Adam Armstrong for that sum of money, in terms of if they sold him for even lower, it would have been up there for one of the worst windows for me. I think they redeemed themselves slightly, but I'm going to say a 4 out of 10. To lose that quality is not great. And Poveda, you know, I don't think he's going to get the same amount of goals as Armstrong has got. But I'm only, you know, reserving my judgment because he is an exciting player, but I just don't think he'll offer the same. Was everyone saying? Ian isn't that good for a whole season. Yeah, that's what I thought. For one thing I remember about Poveda, I think it may have been after January of 1920 when he was really good, but never for a full season. So that's one thing I do worry. You know, he's got it. It's potential, but, you know, you would rather have experience over potential any day of the week. He has a good game now and again, but he's mostly useless, says Charlie. So he's definitely got all over opinions. I think with a Leeds fan talking, he'll definitely have his opinions shared and pervaded there. Honeygun saying 4 out of 10, so agreeing with me here. Some people saying, okay, Jack's talking about Birmingham stands. Yeah, overall, for what we can gather, we're quite disappointed with Blackburn's window. Next, we have Blackpool. Now, one thing I'll say about Blackpool, if I need a quick drink, sorry. Sore throat. Sorry. Yeah, that's why I don't feel well. Really sore throat. But I'm soldiering on. I'm still doing this video. So one thing I will say about Blackpool, I say their best players so far this season has been from transfers. Josh Bowler and also Shane Lavery. Shane Lavery is their top goal scorer so far this season. So I know their transfers at the moment are delivering them the goods. Unfortunately, it's just not really projected them, you know, a really good start yet. I think with Blackpool, I've said it's a lot of the time and you've got to be very, very patient. Now, a big coup is them getting Gabriel back. You know, I didn't even mention this when I did mentioned him in my transfer show, but Gabriel was in the Blackpool squad that got promoted to the Championship. He played in the playoff final against Lincoln and actually played a really important part. So not only have they picked up quite a fair few of their young, fantastic players that got them to the Championship, but they've got some experience in, like Richard Keogh over here. I like the, you know, League One edition of Reece James here. I do like some of their transfers and their youth transfers as well. Tyrese John Jules for the Arsenal's under-23s. I mentioned Josh Bowler and Shane Lavery already, but also Dan Grimshaw as well is interesting. Dujon Sterling from Chelsea is a real wild card for me. I really want to see him get some permanent football, but there's just always that slight itch of inconsistency with him. I hope that he redeems himself here. Wintle from Cardiff, I'm surprised they got him, but fair play. So, in terms of outgoings, the big one for me is Turton. You know, he was a really important player, but also Sulai Kaikai. I felt Kaikai could have really gone back to the Championship and given something special. I still remember that. I can't remember what season it was. It may have been Brentford's first season up in the Championship when they got promoted under Warburton, and he had an unbelievable season there. So, Kai for me, you know, whilst he's may not done it for years, he's definitely played in the Championship before and has got some valuable experience. I just worry a little bit in terms for the fact they didn't really get a striker to accompany Yates. I think if they just increase their firepower, especially up top, I think they definitely would benefit. So for me, I think they've done a little bit, but for me, I think they needed to do a little bit more. So I'm going to say, I'm thinking 7. You know, I'll say 6.5, maybe round that up to a 7, but the reason being is that if they got a more experienced striker, not to pin it on a youthful player like Lavery, then I think that might be better for them. But overall, it's not a bad effort. So what we're saying here. 7.5 says George. Honeygun saying 7. Jack saying 6.9. So going for my strategy of rounding the number up to 7. Charlie saying 7. Yeah, I mean, it's not an awful window. I mean, that's definitely, 7 or 6.5 are not awful windows. I feel long term it could be a bit of a, a scary factor if they cannot, get enough goals. And that's what I've seen with them so far. It could come back to bite them, but I do like the players they've got. They just need to sign them permanently. There's a lot of loan transfers as well, so a bit similar with Blackburn. They just need to make sure they're not complacent. Right, let's go to Bournemouth. Bournemouth also, a bit similar to Blackburn. Have not made too many signings, but I like a lot of the signings they've made. So Nyland as a goalkeeper, I don't think he'll start in goal, but, it takes the pressure off Travers having to be the number one week in, week out, especially if he picks up an injury. Marcondes has hit the ground running already. I'm really liking this transfer here. Scarlord, welcome to the stream. Gary Cahill, him coming in from Palace, an important bit of experience. Once again, not sure he'll start all the time, but he's definitely got the right attitude and the right experience to take Bournemouth all the way. I think he will have a similar effect to what John Terry had when he joined Villa from Chelsea, and maybe take them to the top 6 and get some important leadership. Jamal Lowe's a very exciting transfer from Swansea. Ryan Christie up there for me as one of the transfers and one of the coups of the window. To get Ryan Christie into the Championship is quite astounding. I really like to know what sort of fee they got Christie for, because I think he'll be a great player. And what I like as well, they're free transfers, but also not many loan deals as well. The only 2 loan deals coming from Leif Davis and Morgan Rogers. 2 great players, but 2 young players as well, which, it makes sense for them to be on loan from their parent clubs. So overall, I'm liking who they got in. Of course, they lost Danjuma, but they got him away for 21.50 million. They've in fact sold Danjuma for more money than what Blackburn have done for Adam Armstrong, which already puts them, higher in my estimation than Blackburn. Sam Surridge, to get him away for 2.6 million for someone who's not been playing much football is a real steal. Rico for just under $500,000 as well, not bad. Overball and Begovic, Begovic was always going to leave, wasn't he? But I think overall, the one criticism I may have is that I would have probably got someone better for Nyland in goal. But overall, there's not much I can really complain about this window. I know losing Danjuma is going to be a big blow, but I think for that money, especially for the fact that they've got players in that they can help, in their next couple of seasons, it's not complacent. It's not Bournemouth pushing the boat out to get promoted in this one season. There's more of an identity. There's more of a long-term approach, which I think is important. So I think an 8 for this transfer window for Bournemouth. I've been very impressed. Not quite as good as Birmingham's, but up there for me. One of the better windows. Let's see what we see here. Josh Hart is saying a 7. Charlie's saying 7.2. Good players, but losing Danjuma is big. Yes, I think a bit similar with Blackburn, it was going to be difficult to keep their star man in. But the reason why I'm going to grade Bournemouth a bit more is that not only have they signed Danjuma for way more than what Blackburn did to Armstrong, but their ingoings, most of them are, free transfers and people that they can use next year. In terms of Blackburn, on the other hand, most of their deals are loans. And if they don't have a good season and they all leave, Blackburn's just going to have to repeat a cycle of trying to scout for scraps for their team. So that's my main difference with that one. Honeygun saying 7, George saying 7.7, Jack saying 7.8. So no one's actually graded a higher grade than me for this one, but pretty close for what I can say. Some very interesting grades, and that's the point of this video. But look at that, the 24.21 million profit. That's going to really help Bournemouth in the future, I think. We now got Bristol City. So ingoing's very quiet. Matty James, I think, will be good. Andy Keane, I think, is also a good signing as well. Tanner Atkinson is great as well. Alex Scott being promoted from the youth team to the senior team is a good decision as well for me. I like the ingoings. In terms of the outgoings, they have lost a lot of big players. Nagy being one, he's gone away, and excuse me, sorry. Unfortunately, I don't think Bristol City got the best out of him. Liam Walsh being another one which I wished I saw more of. Patterson to Swansea, I think, is a blow. Lansbury, I know he's, not the youngest of players, but it was important for the Spears. Jack, I'm not going to say his second name in case any of you try and do something to this. Jack going to Sheffield Wednesday, was similar to Lansbury, not the youngest. I think it'll be a bit of a blow. And Jeju, for so many seasons, has been so reliable, getting certain goals in certain periods of the season, and now they've not got him. They're going to have to really bank on Chris Martin in terms of getting these goals, and Naki Wells, of course. But I don't think it's one of the worst transfers, really, but it's not great either. The players that got in aren't bad. Atkinson, James, but King, Tanner, and the rest, I'm not too sure. So, for my grade for Bristol City, I'm going to give them 4.5, I think. I think similar to Blackburn, but they edge it slightly for me. Josh Hart is actually going to agree with me, 4.5. George saying 6 out of 10. Charlie Brown saying 6.5. I agree it is a rebuild. I think, there's one thing that I do want to point out as well. It is going to be a rebuilding job, in Ashton Gate, with a lot of their senior experienced players leaving and a lot of their youth players coming into the squad. It will take them a couple of seasons to get back to their best. I think they could have signed a couple more free agents personally, maybe even some with more experience as well, and it's not been the most inspiring of signings either. So that's the only reason why I've given them that 4.5, but I do understand their circumstances. Honeygun saying 5, Jack saying 5.5. Yeah, Honeygun saying should have replaced Jeju. That's like the main reason why I got them as a 4.5. Yeshua, welcome to the stream. He's saying 4 out of 10 for Bristol City. I can kind of agree with that. And Owen is saying 6. So we've got a kind of spectrum of 4 to 6 rating for Bristol City's window. Next, we have got Cardiff. Cardiff is interesting because I just don't know. I think some of their players are great. One player I'm impressed already is Ryan Giles. You would have seen him in my Championship Team of the Month video. He has got, I think, the joint most assists so far this season, or he's up there at least. But with other transfers, if they've already lost Wintle, they sold him to Blackpool, so what was the point of getting him? Collins has been getting to good areas, but he's not quite hit the ground running as of yet. Getting Marley Watkinson could be a good signing, but of course he's not really had time to really thrive with anything. Cole being promoted as well. I just think their squad's a bit samey at the moment. I think the additions they got in aren't groundbreaking. Maybe apart from Ryan Giles based on the start, but even when you look at the name, there's no name that you look at immediately and think, wow, they've made in 10. And Cardiff, for their ambition, they should be challenging for top 6. It could be in a way that Mick McCarthy is back in his squad already, and if that's the case, then fair play to him. So, the outgoings, we've got Glatzel here. John Williams to Swindon surprised me. Sold Bamba, of course. Unfortunate circumstances on his part. Hoylett to Reading there. Josh Murphy to Preston was the one that surprised me the most, to be honest with you. It could be more praise on Preston getting that deal done. But Josh Murphy, for how important he was at certain stages last season for Cardiff, the fact that they let him go out on loan to a Championship rival, that could go on to hurt them, to be honest with you. So, I think at the start of the window, Cardiff had great promise, but at the end, overall, I don't know. I really think Giles does improve their squad, I would say. And of course, they've made profit as well, 900,000, but it's not groundbreaking profit either. So I think for Cardiff, I'm going to give them a 5. The only reason why they get a somewhat average grade is for the fact that Giles has done really, really well at the moment. If Giles turned out to be a bit of a flop, then Cardiff, I would have probably said, had the worst window. Squad is good, but based on transfers 3.5. Yeah, that's literally my point exactly, Josh. I completely agree with you there. 5 out of 10. Best thing for them is keeping more. Yeah, that's also a big point. Yeah, they have had to fight off interest for Wolves trying to get Kiefer Moore. So that's probably, that'll be a bit of underrated business for Cardiff overall. But they did well for that. Yeshua saying 6 to 6.5, mainly because of Giles. George saying 6.5 also because of Giles, and think Collins will be good. Yeah, that's interesting. I just think at the moment, most of their squad at the moment is being relied not just on Giles, but just on their previous squad as well. So, yeah, overall, on paper, not a great window, but maybe Cardiff didn't need one. We'll see. So now we go to Coventry. Coventry... So if you look at their signings, the only really big money one is Victor Gyolkes, getting him back from Brighton, a 1.08 million transfer fee there. In terms of transfers so far, Martin Waghorn and Simon Moore look to be two fantastic free transfers, especially for how good Moore has been in goal at the moment. Todd Kane as right back, I think is good. Ben Sheaf, getting him back for how important he was at Coventry last year, I think is great. Maatson has proven to be quite vital as well. Clark Salter, I think, will also be a good, experienced centre-back as well in the Championship. In terms of their outgoings, they have lost first-team players like Marossi and potentially Biamu. But apart from that, you know what? I was not expecting to like Coventry's window as much as I am right now. But right now, with their players that got in, for how good they have started, and the fact that their squad is a lot of the same squad from last year, it was going to be impossible to keep all of their loan players from last year, but the fact they've done really, really well to try and get their loan players, to get all of them back, it was going to be impossible for them to keep Matty James for me. But apart from that, really, they've done really, really well. So I think I might give him a 7. I think a 7 sounds about right. I do think there's some unknown players which I don't know about, like Cashman and Eno Baker. I don't know how they're going to get on. But at the same time, there's some good transfers, but also they've not lost too much from their outgoings. So overall, I think they deserve this 7. QPR Forever says Todd Kane was a dead signing. Thank God he left. So he's happy to see the back of Todd Kane. Honeygun saying 7. Charlie Brown saying for Matt it's 6.8. Well, if that is for Matt, I'll be interested to know why. Coventry 5.5. 7 out of 10 for Honey Gun here. 7 out of 10. 6.5 at max. 7.4. 5 signing of Todd Kane and 5.5 there. That one's been the most polarizing one so far. Definitely the most volatile team and transfer grade we've done so far. A lot of split opinions on that one, which, is interesting. It's always great to have some differing opinions. Just need a quick drink. Excuse me. Right. Derby County. Now, at the start of the window, we would have thought, are they even going to have a transfer window? But look at the amount of players they've had to promote from their young squad. Watson, Stratton, of course, who's already scored a goal this season. But with their embargo, they were allowed to sign 4 free transfer players. Bulldog, Stearman, Allsop and Jagielka, all having differing success at the moment. But right now, those 4 players have really been the reason why Derby have got some points on the board, really, to be honest. Excuse me. In terms of outgoings, a bit disappointing for them that they lost Jack Marriott, especially with the money they spent on him, and to lose him out on a free is very disappointing. Same with Waghorn, so they are flushing a lot of money down the toilet from previous deals they've done here, which is not going to help Derby long term. They've lost, Wisdom they've lost, Josephine they've lost as well, and also Scott Malone. So I've lost some good players, got some good players in as well, but it's difficult to rate Derby because with their free transfers, they have helped. But long term, I cannot help but say it's not, despite whatever player they get, they may get Ronaldo or whatever, what they've done in terms of their outgoings has been atrocious. So, I'm going to rate Derby. I'm going to give Derby a 5.5, a 0.5 above the average, I think. Let's see what we say. Charlie Brown saying 3 or maybe a 2.5. George saying 6 out of 10. Don't like their signs. Ravelmores and Bulldog have been good. Yeah, it's not. We can agree it's not a great window for Derby. No one would really want to be Derby in the situation they're in. The free transfers have most definitely helped. But long term, especially losing the total amount of money with Marriott and Waghorn with those deals, won't help Derby long term. QPR saying forever, saying 7 out of 10 for Derby for the situation. Peterborough Fan TV saying 4 out of 10. George is saying minus 6 out of 10. Jack saying 5.1. Yeah, another one splitting opinion. I knew Derby was going to split opinion a little bit. I think 5.5 is about right. Now Fulham. So we go to Derby, who've not spent a penny. Then we go to Fulham, who have spent an excess of £19.8 million. Most of that going to Harry Wilson. Is that a bit of a risk? For me, I think so. We've seen the good side of him, scoring some goals against Huddersfield. But then we also see the bad side of him, if I know he didn't score against Huddersfield. Well, we already saw the good side of him with Harry Wilson scoring a goal or two. But then we also see him getting sent off against Huddersfield. So that's what you get from Wilson. You either get amazing, a potential of a player, or, you get that ugly side of him. So it's a bit of a gamble, but it might be a gamble that pays off. One transfer I'm very excited is Rodrigo Muniz. I don't think he'll start every game, but, as a striker option, anyone you get from Flamengo, if they're attracting that sort of fee, they've got to be doing something right there. So I'm excited to see how it gets on. Nathaniel Chalobah, of course, the brother of Trevor Chalobah of Chelsea, former Chelsea player, of course, has joined Fulham. I think good for experience, only 26 years old as well. Gazaniga has been good in goal, 29 years of age. I think he could turn out to be one of the goalkeepers of the Championship if he keeps his up. Carvalho, promoting him from the youth squad, a really, real good signing for me there. And even getting Seri back from Bordeaux, I actually think is going to really, really help them. And what I've been really impressed is clearing the deadwood. Abubakar Kamara, getting rid of him, I think is going to help as well. And Gisa, they had lost. I think it was, it was very likely they were going to lose him anyway. But the fact they got a loan fee of about 500,000, yeah. So I didn't think he was going to stay anyway. Bettinelli, of course, to my team, Chelsea. Lamarchon to Strasbourg. Josh Maja to Bordeaux. I mean, they've lost a lot of their players from last year. But having said that, I think with the players that got in, I think it's a good squad. They've got a good identity of the manager. And even with that, they've made profit somehow. Or in fact, no, they've not made profit. Look at that. Minus 15.48 million. Yeah, that's complete opposite of profit there. They've gone over their income there by quite some way. So the pressure's on for Fulham. And I think for the excess spending, I can't give them too high of a grade. But I think 8. I think if I hadn't spent so much money, it would have been up for a 9 or a 10. So what are we saying here? Okay. Yesha was saying 1 out of 10 for Derby. Peterborough saying, Fan TV saying 7.5 out of 10. 9 QPR forever, 9 out of 10 for Fulham. That's big for a Queensborough Rangers fan to be saying that. Yestra saying Fulham 9. Fulham also 9 out of 10. Mr. Football still can't get over the Wilson challenge. 9.3, 8.5. Charlie Brown saying 8. So, yeah, maybe I might sound a bit harsh giving Fulham only an 8, but that's only because of the money they spent. But I think the scouting has been brilliant. So we just talked about Huddersfield briefly. They're next. So, I think similar with Blackburn, they have got a couple of loan transfers with them being, important players like Levi Cole and Sinani. But I do like that they've got some players permanently as free transfers, Pearson being one, Rhodes being another, Turton being another. But are there going to be players that are going to be, used in the future? I mean, Rhodes, I can only squeeze a couple of years left out of him. Lees as well. Pearson and Turton could squeeze a couple more years left, potentially Ruffles as well. They've completely changed the back line. And I think you've got to say, with Huddersfield being up there in 4th in the table, excuse me, I think it's down to, not only their transfers, but just also the organisation and the experience combined with that. With terms of their outgoings, Pritchard, they've got Keogh gone as well, Stearman, Schindler. Bakuna, I think, is a bit of a loss. I would have kept Bakuna in. Sonogo, of course. Oh, God, I almost forgot he actually was a Huddersfield player last year. Jaden Brown to Wednesday as well. They have lost some important players. But overall, they still got... I still think they got majority, if not like most, of their fantastic areas of their squad there. And they have got rid of Parr for Deadwood. I just think the players, a bit similar to what I said with Barnsley's and Blackpool's, to be fair. They're not players that are going to shock the world and, make you say, wow, they're going for something. It's a squad filler, but it also improves the squad. So I'm going to give them, I'd say, an average 7 out of 10 maybe. Yeah, 7 out of 10 sounds about right. Mr. Football is saying 8 out of 10 based on how well the new signings have started, spending no money. Obviously, Fulham are around here, but don't mind giving them his breath. Yes. So Josh Hart is doesn't mind the Fulham fans as much as Brentford, which is interesting. George is saying 7 as well. He's agreeing with me. Jack's saying 7.4. Josh is saying 6.5. Future is good. Alone at Swindon and Edmonds Green, yeah. Huddersfield 4 out of 10. Yeah. For what I'd say, I think their free transfers are the ones that are not quite long term, because Rhodes definitely won't be long term. Pearson and Turton, you could squeeze a couple of years, but rinse them out for about 3-4 seasons. If they'll be getting on a bit. So I don't know. Maybe they needed a couple more youthful players, but yeah, that's literally why I've not graded them any higher. But overall, for how well they've performed and the balance they've got with youth and experience, I think 7's fair. QPR saying forever saying 6 out of 10 average. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so there we go. Honeygun, welcome back to the stream. So we now go to Hull. Now with Hull, you've got to remember with Hull, with the situation they find themselves, they have been placed with a transfer embargo. They couldn't really spend a single penny. So it's been limited for them to get players in. Andy Cannon, George McCurr, Randall Williams. 3 signings, 2 of them from lower divisions. Could that be quite dangerous, especially Randall Williams, from League 2? He's a good player in League 2, don't get me wrong, but to make 2 steps up just like that in a side like Hull when they're going to want to stay in the Championship could be quite daunting. Longman, I think, is a good signing. Deshaun Bernard's interesting. They got Matt Smith back. Well, they've not got him back. No, they got Matt Smith. Had a good season last year at Doncaster, so getting him in could be important. Huddleston, for experience-wise, can be good as well. Baxter and goal, I think, will be interesting. In terms of the outgoings, Long going is interesting. Reece Burke, I think, is a bit of a blow. 24 years of age. They definitely could have used more of him and got a couple of years out of him. Excuse me. Matt Clark, 25 years of age, left back, going to Fleetwood. Bit disappointing for me, honestly. Davies, staying at QPR, of course. I don't know what to say. Because I think based on the situation they find themselves, the fact they got some decent players in, I'm going to say a 5. But if they had not had that context, if they had not had that embargo, then if I stared at that window, that'd be touching on a 3 or maybe even a 2 out of 10. So, could sound harsh, but I can't be too hard on them based on the situation they find themselves. QPR saying forever saying 7. Josh Hart saying 5 as well. Charlie Brown saying 5 as well. Jack saying 6.7. Yeah, Josh Hart, I completely agree. That's why I pointed out with Andy Cannon and Randall Williams. They're not Championship players. They are players from lower leagues. I agree with a young squad, Charlie Brown, but it has to have the quality. If you don't have the quality, then it's just going to be more complicated. And then, you could see people panic and just try and change systems. It is a very patient process going on at Hull. But, if they believe in it, then, why not? They can go for it. So, I think now we're halfway through. And have we really been through 45 minutes? I might have to speed up here. Right, so Luton Town, they got in Amari Bell, Reece Burke, Cameron Jerome, Henry Lansbury as free transfers. The undisclosed fees goes to Carlos Mendes Gomez from Morecambe, Admiral Musque, who of course had a bit of a season at Wickham, and same with Fred Onyedema. Alan Campbell, another player they got in from the Scottish League from Motherwell. Players they've lost: Collins, Pearson, Lualua, Moncur, Galloway, Tunnicliffe, a couple of first team players there. But what I do say, I do like the people they've got in. They're long-term players. The likes of Reece Burke will be there for a while. Carlos Mendes Gomez and Musque, if they can hit the ground running, they'll be there for a while too. Onyedema only 24, Alan Campbell only 22. So overall, when I measure up, for the amount of players they've lost, that were getting a bit older, the likes of Collins, Lualua being one as well, Tunnicliffe being another, I think their approach is really, really good. I would have maybe have got, their strike options are okay, but could they be a bit unproven in this level? That could potentially be a risk. That'd be my only sort of criticism for Luton Town. But Luton, I'm going to say 7.5, I think. Let's see what everyone's saying. Yeshua said Hull was 6. He's saying Luton 7. I agree. Luton have had a better window than Hull. Honeygun's saying 8. Jack's saying 7.8. Charlie Brown's saying 8 out of 10. Luton 8 out of 10. QPR Forever saying 8 out of 10. Peterborough Fan TV saying 7.7. So a lot of 8s. Some of you saying 7.5, 7.7s of course. So yeah, most of us thinking very, very similarly there. Middlesbrough. Now, Middlesbrough's another one which I don't know what to think of it. Right, I've got to make sure my PS5 doesn't turn off here. So, they've made some incredible signings. I think Ikpeazu could be good. Piero from Banfield could be an incredible signing, or he could be a flop. I don't think there's an in-between there. And the fact he's not started the games with that sort of fee could be looked at a bit of a waste of money, unfortunately, if he doesn't get the minutes, of course. Lumley in goal is not a bad option for the Championship, very experienced. Amiobi in, not bad, but not really someone long-term. Matt Crooks, I think, is a good signing. Peltier, experienced, but once again, not long-term. Luke Daniels, also not long-term. Sol Bamba will barely be there. Osuana from Billericay, I know about him. I actually have seen him live, back in the days when I used to see Chelmsford play quite a bit, when they've had to play against Billericay. And Osuana has been a player that I really heavily back. So that might be a bit of a wild card one. Keep your eyes on him. They got Lee Siliki on a deadline day along with Ono Hernandez too. Excuse me. But they promoted youth players like Isaiah Jones, who I think has been one of their better players so far. It has been a rather busy window for Middlesbrough overall. But in terms of their losses, Johnson I think will be a loss. Archer will be a loss. Asom Balonga I think will be a loss too. Fletcher, don't think, and Akpom I don't think will be as much. Saville losing, getting lost I think is a bit of a surprise. And Morsey, I was really surprised to see Sam Morsey go. But he's joined Ipswich, where Ipswich have really just tried to sign the best potential Championship players that they can. But yeah, overall, God, I don't know. I don't know about Middlesbrough, to be honest. On paper, I think, I just think, overall, I think the players, he's just a bit erratic. That's the best way I could describe Middlesbrough's window for me. So, I'm going to say 7 based on the quality of players they've got in. I'm just not too sure on their strategy, which is why I've not given them a higher grade. What has everyone said? 7.7 says Peterborough Fan TV. QPR Forever saying 7.5. Jack saying 7.6. George saying 7 to 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, pretty much where I'm at. Peter, no, he's changed it to 7.5. Yeshua saying 6. Interesting. Charlie Brown saying 7. QPR Forever 7.5 out of 10. And Honeygun 6. I mean, I hope my analysis has made it a bit more easier for you to judge what they've done. But sometimes you just don't know until you see them perform together. And you see them, how they run at a full season. We now have Millwall. So, Millwall brought back Malone, which I think is good. They've got Saville to return to Middlesbrough, which I think is great. Ballard, getting him in, from Arsenal, but obviously played at Blackpool last year. One of the better defenders in League One for me. Afobe, bit of a wild card, getting on a bit. I think a little bit on the older side, but could prove to be an important player and get a couple of goals. He's already scored a couple of goals so far, so can be quite an important player. Shea Ojo, if he doesn't get injured, he can be amazing. When before he got injured, when he was at Cardiff last year, he had a really good amount of potential. So I hope for Shea Ojo's sake, for his career, that he can stay a full season without getting injured, because he can be incredible. In terms of players they're going to lose, a couple of them, of course, they're loan deals, which might be my only one criticism. Most of their fantastic quality players are loan deals, so they need to do quite well this season. The pressure will be on them to try and keep them for next year and make it long term. But the players have, lost. Brown, Ferguson, Williams, not really like first team players. So I think the players are okay. They've not splashed out, which I think can be seen as good. I probably would have tried to get someone else rather than a Phobe for me, for a striker. But I think sometimes you don't need to do much in a window. Sometimes if you just have the squad that you need already, sometimes you might need some tweaks. But I think they needed more depth, and I think they needed more quality, especially in their midfield and their striker position. I think their defence and their wide areas are solid now. So it's about tweaking and tinkering the weaker areas now. So for me, I'm going to say a 7, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to say 7. For only reason being is that I actually like the players that got in. I know they've not made a lot, and you could say, they've not done enough. And maybe they haven't. But they've not lost anyone that major, based on the outgoings. And the ingoings I think they're good signings. Let's see. So Charlie saying 5, Josh Hull saying 6, Jack saying 6.4, Joe saying 6.5, QPR Forever saying 6 out of 10. Mill saying 7, so Yeshua is agreeing with me there, and Honeygun 6. So 6 is pretty much the average there, so slightly lower than what everyone's given me so far. I think what a lot of this is going to be down to as well is based on their league position. I know Mill have not had a brilliant start, but with them picking up their first win against Blackpool, I think if they improve up the table, I think most opinions will change. It's not just about results, it's about performances, and that is what I'm basing most of these grades on. Thank you to whoever's just subscribed to the channel. We're on 768 subscribers now, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much for offering the support. So yeah, please, if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do so. More grades. 6.6 says Jix Yeti. I was a bit nervous for that one because I thought it was going to be one of those bait names that was something inappropriate, but it turned out it was not. It was just a jumble of letters. 6.6. Peterborough Fan TV also say 6. Yeshua, they've added a few, but good quality. Yeah, and that's the thing that I was trying to say. Forest. So Forest only picking up 1 point so far. They got Horvath in goal. We've not seen him yet. Zande Silva from West Ham could be interesting, but we've not seen him either. Jaja they got in the deadline day, which I think can be interesting. Max Lowe will be interesting. DJ Spence, Zinkanago I think is interesting, and a side Tutu in that right hand side. Garner they got him back. Gabriel, I mean, they've lost him now. They've lost him now to Blackpool. I don't know why they've not changed that. Yeah, there's Gabriel there. Bashiru, they've tried to get rid of the Deadwood, for what I can see. I could definitely see, look at this. They've tried to get rid of the deadwood, you know, the likes of Kravinovic, Arta. I didn't know Arta was at Charlton. Jeez. Blackett as well. So they've tried, but I think there was so much deadwood there already. It was going to be impossible for Forest to clear all of it. But I think the transfers on paper are good. They've just not been able to perform on the pitch. So my grade is not down to their position in the table. I just think it's down to the players they have got in. So I think I'm going to say 7 maybe. Yeah, 7 for Forest, I think. Yeah, I'm going to say 7. Lexalexus. I'd like to know who's made that account. 6, but near the end was a bit erratic. I can see that. Yeshua doesn't know. I think a lot of people, especially with league positions and embargoes, they're the most difficult clubs to grade. 7.2 says Peterborough Fan TV, so quite close to my grade. Jack's saying 6.8, so going the other way round in terms of rounding to my grade. QPR Forever saying 6. Honeygun saying 8. Yes, you know what, that's exactly it. If they had got a really good striker in, it could have even been an 8 or 9 for me. But yeah, pretty much they got everyone that they need in the position. They just need to find a performance and get some inspiration for me. So yeah, bit disappointing based on the transfers they got for Forest. They need to try and improve after the international break, which is in 4 days' time to today. God, I've got a real sore throat, guys. I'm soldiering on and I'm remembering that I'm streaming for another 2 hours after this as well. So it's not going to do my voice any favours. I might have to do some sign language or whatever. Let's go to Peterborough now. So we've got Kobe J. Chong from Sutton C. I don't even know what league that is. Yeah, I don't even know what league that is. Sutton Coldfield Town. Cornell Marriott, they got him back on a free transfer, which I think is great business. Norburn, Randall, Kwame Poku, I think will be good for Colchester. I've seen him play. I think he's great. George Grant, get him in. One of the best players in League One last year. Josh Knight from Leicester. Obviously, he played a bit in Wickham last year. Not the best of experience in this level in the Championship, but I do think a decent defender. Norburn, I think, is a good signing from Shrewsbury. He might be actually one of the better transfers I've seen so far. Outgoings go. Mo Weiser. Didn't feature too much last season, but a real experienced player in the end. Ethan Hamilton going. Sam Cartwright. Louis Reed. Yeah, in terms of their outgoings, nothing too dangerous for me. I think they've actually improved their squad. It's now just down if they've improved it with the right players. Peterborough Fan TV saying 8. I think a lot of people are going to be having different opinions on this. I might go a bit below an 8 and say I just don't. I'm gonna say 6.5. I think they could have got some better quality players in. You could say George Grant and Kwame Poku, you know, players, you know, what am I talking about with that? But I think I'm just thinking more of an example of like Josh Knight. I think they could have got for. If they actually had got someone like a Curtis Davis in, I actually think that would probably work better. So, I don't know. It's just down to the... it'll be down to the scouting and the choice of players at this rate that defies the difference of his transfer for me. Grant and Norburn, decent signings, I agree. Yeah, that's the reason why they've got... that's the reason why they got a decent grade. Forest need to sort it out. They can bring 85 players in the last 4 years and be bottom. I just think their ownership, personally, they've not got an identity and no policy. I spoke about it with Benjamin Bloom when we did our podcast thing together, that we just don't know what Forest's policy is long term. So that's what they need to get. They need an identity. But on Peterborough, Charlie saying 7.5, Josh saying 6, Jack saying 7, QPR Forever saying 7. Okay, pretty similar to my ranking 2. We're starting to get through them now. Preston. Now, Preston, for me, had one of the worst windows until deadline day when they got Ali McCann in. Now, not many people may have heard of him, but I think if I'm right in saying he made the most tackles in the Scottish Premiership last year. Central midfield, if he can tackle, can he be the Ben Pearson long-term replacement? Only 21 years old. I was about to swear there. Jesus, he's my age. So, yeah, maybe that's the plan. And if he can make these successful tackles, maybe he will be as much of an impact as Ben Pearson. He just needs to adapt to this league. Osunde, I know he's been injured at the start, but I think that's a good transfer. Excuse me. They got Izzy Brown in, but unfortunately he's just an accident waiting to happen, and he has got an injury which will take him out for the full season, so that basically doesn't count as a transfer. They got Lindsay back. Not amazing news, to be honest with you. I don't think he was amazing when he joined Preston in January last year. But Iverson, I think it will be a big signing. And another eye-catching signing for me is Josh Murphy. I think he'll be fantastic in that wide position, left winger. You know, I can imagine Barkusen on the right, Josh Murphy on the left, just injecting some pace through. And I think that's going to really help the strikers. But I do think for me, they needed one or two more defenders and they needed a striker. So that's three players which I think Preston missed out on. And in terms of players they've lost Bayliss, who was their record transfer, of course, but they've sold him to Wigan on loan. Stockley returns to Charlton. Bowden's gone. Ginley's gone. I know it says Sepp van den Berg's gone, but they've actually got Sepp van den Berg back. I don't know why that's there. As a grade, I'm going to say 6 based on the signing of Josh Murphy and Ali McCann. I think those two transfers could help. I do think with those three players they've not got, though, you know, for one or two defenders and one striker, that's why I can't give them any higher. What do we have here? So, QPR Forever saying 4 out of 10. Josh R saying 3. Jack saying 4.2. Preston 5.5. Jack saying... Oh, Jack meant 5.2 there. Yeah, I mean... I think just the fact they have kept some of their loan players in, but they're still... You know what? I might change my grade, actually. I'll say 4... Oh, no, not 4.5. I'm going to say... No, in fact, no, I won't change it. 6 out of 10 will be my transfer grade. I was going to mark them down for the fact that, you know, they couldn't sign their loan players permanently, but the fact of the matter is they've got them, which I think is going to be important for Preston's ambitions this season. Only going to say 5. So, yeah, pretty similar grade from all of us here. QPR, right. So, Dozzle for 1 million. Benjamin Broom has really sung his praises when he was at Ipswich there. Stefan Johansson, they got him back from West London rivals Fulham, which I think can be important. Jordan Archer coming in for Middlesbrough. You know, when he was at Middlesbrough in the second half of the season, I think it will be a big transfer for QPR. Can rival Senny Dieng in goal. Austin, they got him back, which I think is big on a free as well. Odubajo, someone I've not been too impressed with, but I actually think he's playing quite well at the moment with his football, to be honest with you. David as well, Jimmy Dunn. They've made transfers that are already starting in their squad and they're improving it. And I think that's one thing you've got to consider. They're not making not only signings that will be in their first team squad, but they're improving it. Tom Carroll's gone, Lumley's gone, Todd Kane's gone, Masterson is gone, Macaulay Bonner's gone. The only slight concern might be their depth with the amount of players they've lost. But overall, brilliant. I've not even mentioned Andre Gray. You know, they've got a load of options up front now. They really do have, I think, a really good window. I think I'm going to give it an actual... I'm going to give it a 9, actually. I think it's up there for one of the better windows. Because I think one thing you've got to remember, a lot of these teams were getting some transfers in which are squad fillers, but they don't improve for starting 11. QPR not only have squad fillers, but they've got players that improve for starting 11 too, and I think that is what gives it the edge for me. The only slight concern might be the light of depth in their defence area, but that's the only thing I can think of. So, overall, really impressed with QPR, 9 out of 10. Now Reading. So, Reading have made quite a few transfers on deadline day, Scott Dan being the one. Danny Drinkwater being another, but their combined age is 65. Hoylett, if you include him, the 3 combined ages would be 96. Doesn't make for good reading, doesn't it? Halovic, I think, could be good. Baba Rahman, it's just been someone that's just, he's not been able to find some consistency and stay at a club. And you'd think of, at this point, he's someone who promises a lot, but he's just get passed around, unfortunately. For outgoings, they've lost Elise, only for 8 million as well. I would have hoped that they could get at least 10 million out of him there. Of course, Sam Bulldog, who, originally was going to retire, but he's joined Derby, of course. Richards to Bayern Munich, but, Walker, Sam Smith. They've lost some big players, and overall, I mean, I know, another one, you've got to consider the context, they've got an embargo too, but right now, excuse me, unfortunately, I think with the overall situation with Reading, and just the players that got in, they don't inspire me. They're experienced, but they don't improve the first team squad for me. Their squad is still paper thin. The only positive is that they've only improved their depth slightly, really. I'm going to say a 3 out of 10, unfortunately. I know they've got the embargo situation, and I've been saying this with Hull, I can't be too harsh on them, but at least Hull have signed exciting players. I've not seen a player for me that's too exciting, maybe apart from their youth players, and maybe Halovic, but that only comes in spells as well. So, yeah, really disappointing with Reading, unfortunately. Now, one team that was very busy on transfer deadline day was Sheffield United. They got Olsen, the goalkeeper for Sweden. I think he's good. I think he will be a really good goalkeeper in the Championship. Gibbs White, I think, will be good. When we saw him briefly at Swansea, he was one of the players of, the Championship. Along with Hurahan as well, for them to work together, I think will be brilliant. Ben Davies coming in as a centre-back. He's returned to the Championship, one of the most experienced Championship centre-backs, with the years he spent at Preston, which I think will be good for them. Excuse me. They got Jefferson in from the youth squad, who has been linked away, but they've managed to keep him somehow. They got, and pretty much that's it, to be honest. And I would have hoped that Sheffield United did more. They have lost Ramsdale for 25 million, which I actually think is a good sum with all things considered. It's a 5 million profit from what they originally signed him for. Phil Jagielka, of course, Simon Moore, Lundstrom, Jebison, I do apologise. No, he has moved away. He's gone to Burton, Max Lowe to Forest. They're good players, a bit similar with Millwall. Great players, but not much action. As a transfer grade, I'm going to say 6.5. But if I were to just take the individual transfers, it would have been up there as a 9. But based on not getting too many players in, I'm going to say a 6.5. The Jitscon YouTube saying 6.4. Jack saying 6.6. George is saying 7. Yeah, deadline day has definitely saved their grade. It would have definitely been like 2 or 3 if they'd had that same transfer window in the transfer deadline day. But yeah, fair play to them. They really did save themselves. So we've only got Stoke, Swansea, and West Brom left, I think. Gosh, this has overrun a bit. Let's rapid fire this. So Stoke, I mean, look at this. Look at all these signings. Surridge, Wilmot, Dehaney, Bonham, Vrancic, Ostergaard, Sawyers, Simmer, and yeah, that's pretty much the first players that will go into the squad. And you look at that. What they've done here, this right there is getting rid of your deadwood here. And I think that is really important for Stoke to do that. The fact they got Nathan Collins for 12.6 million, I actually think is brilliant, to be honest with you. Vimmer's gone, Mikel is gone, Cousins gone, Woods is gone, Bauer's gone, Sorensen's is gone, Indai's gone, Vokes is gone, Gregory. They've not only got rid of the deadwood, but they've got great players in. And they've actually got a profit as well, 8.4 million. You've got to remember that they no longer have parachute payments, so Stoke have got to be very, very careful about their business. But with the players that got in, I think it's a fantastic window from Stoke. they've not only improved their starting 11, but they've improved in most positions of the pitch. If they'd got a goalkeeper, I think this would have been maybe the best window. So I'm going to say a 9 again. I think a 9 out of 10 for Stoke. Let's see what everyone's saying. Only George has ranked Stoke at the moment, 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, Seaman's a class player, I agree. I've seen him a bit in Brighton, of course. We'll look at the grades in a minute. I'm just trying to go through this a little bit quicker. Let's look at Swansea's now. Swansea have been another team quite busy on the final day. You know, their main transfer on the final day was Michael Obafemi, which I think is big. Jack saying 8.9 for Stoke. So, yeah, very similar grade to me. So, Obafemi, I think, is a good transfer. To only get him for 1.8 million as well, I think is big. Piro, getting him in for 1 million as well. One who I thought was going to flop, but actually he's done quite well at the moment. He's scored 2 goals for Swansea at the moment, their top goal scorer. So, I think Piro could actually be a good signing for Swansea if he continues scoring the goals he's doing. Walsh, Nitcham and Patterson as free transfers. Patterson for a free transfer I think is great for Swansea. Carl Joseph, Flynn Downs, potential players, you know, from lower leagues. So yeah, long term away, that's good. Ethan Laird and Williams as well on loan. Reece Williams, we know what he could do for Liverpool. Outgoings, they did lose Roberts on deadline day. A bit of a blow there. Same with Jamal Lowe as well. So it's so annoying because they've got some good players in Swansea. I can't deny that. But with the amount they've lost, I might say 4 out of 10. To lose both Ayew, Lowe and Connor Roberts, I think is criminal, really, to be honest. If they had kept 1 or even 2 of them in, it would have really saved their squad for me. But to lose 3 really high quality players like that, I think it's got to be a 4 out of 10. Despite me praising the transfers they got, Obafemi, Piro, Patterson and Reece Williams, you know, they could make 1 point for me. So for me, unfortunately, 4 out of 10. George is saying 5. Jack's saying 7.3. Interesting. Little bit of a contrast there. And then we end with West Brom. I'm sorry I'm rushing through this, but I just want to make sure I don't stream for too long. So, Moat going in on a free. Reach on a free. Brilliant free transfers there. For their loan transfers as well, with Limby, Clark, Hugill. Real experienced championship players there with quality as well. Outgoings, I mean, they've lost Pereira. That was going to always be inevitable. 16 million as well, which is disappointing too. Harper's gone. Higazi's gone. Peltier, Austin, Longeren, Grzycki, Gibbs, Sawyers, Ivanovic, Robson, Kanu. A lot of the players they had from last year, they've lost pretty much, really. But for me, they have got rid of most of the deadwood. I think the players got in are exciting. I can see what the identity is of their squad. And I think with the experience, I think it will help them. It will definitely help this team going forward. I only complain for the fact that they've got a lot of loans. So if they're back in the Premier League and they can afford to make those loans permanent, then fair play. But as of now, if they don't make it to the Premier League, that could be a blow for West Brom. So I'm going to give them an 8, but it would have been a 9, maybe even a 10 if those loan deals were permanent deals. So George is saying 8.7 and Jack's saying 7.7. So pretty much in between my grade, both of these transfers or both of these grades were. So yeah, overall, if I had to grade the best window on the top of my head, it would be maybe QPR as the best transfer window. And the worst for me, maybe, I can't remember what I graded as my lowest one. You're going to have to remind me. Oh, God. You could tell I'm ill if I can't remember what I said literally like 2 minutes ago. It wasn't Swansea. Swansea's was low, but it wasn't awful. Reading. Yeah, that's it. It was Reading. So, QPR, best window for me, but the worst window, Reading. You know, with the situation they find themselves. So, that makes it in the end of part 1 of this stream today. So, if you've not heard what I said at the beginning of the stream, the first part's going to be me grading every single transfer. So, that's that done now. And in fact, what I'm really tempted to do is doing 2 separate videos, but actually I'm going to make it in one super video. So part 1 is me grading all the transfers, and then obviously in the second part you're going to see me, oh, this stupid camera, you're going to see me you know, streaming every game on FIFA, and you will see me, you know, do all these predictions. So yeah, there you go. That's going to be part 2. So this time, you know, instead of, you know, doing this intro or whatever, what I'm going to assign you guys is that for the break, you are going to see a video that's going to help me prepare for the second part of the stream, so you guys can still be entertained and the stream will still be alive. So we'll go back to this feature here. Let's just read some comments before I make the first break. Kerry Bush for 770 today. That'd be amazing if we could. Maybe even 775. That'd be incredible. We're 2 away to 770, to be fair. I think that's not a bad target, to be fair. Remember, every subscriber now, we're getting incredibly close to 1,000, which I think is incredible, really, to be honest with you. Obviously, 1,000, you know, is when you get all these promises I've promised to give to you guys. This football highlights, this Q&A thing, this BENHD collab, all of that goes when it's 1,000 subs. So this is how the game works. So I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Superstream today. I will be back in the next 20 or so minutes, maybe roughly half past, maybe, I don't know. But 900k subs today, oh, I don't think so. But if I can, you know, that'd be amazing. 12 mil, yeah, why not? Let's celebrate our 12 million subscriber special. Okay, so part 1 is officially done. If you haven't liked the stream, please do so. Please do not go anywhere, because for the break I have assigned one of my videos to, you know, fill the time so you guys can start talking and you can react as we go along. I'm going to use this time to get some medicine and to get some more water because my throat's killing me, and to get the game footage ready as well. So I will let you guys know by live chat when the stream is going back on, and I hope you enjoyed the video I selected to keep the time. So get ready, guys, because half time will be commencing now, and I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. So, football YouTubers, they're the making of my part-time hobby in terms of being a football YouTuber. Which ones would I rank in a tier list though? Let's do this. What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today I'm ranking 15 of my favourite football YouTubers. I put them on a tier list. It was so difficult to do that. So I don't really want to offend anyone because I do love all 15 of these channels. But this is my personal opinion. And this is a smaller YouTuber talking here. So we're not saying that I'm going to be the voice of everyone. But without any further ado, let's go on and rank every single YouTuber. So as you can see, these are the tiers that I am involving in the tier list today. 24/7 Heaven, that is the tier that, you know, I can listen to their content 24/7 no matter what mood I'm in. Iconic, their content's engraved in my brain and just legendary iconic status. Great, I mean, they're just a great channel. That's all I can really say. Great channel I'll put by and watch it now and again. Merit's a channel that I do watch, but doesn't really leave me with something compared to the other channels in the 3 tiers above. And Stale are specifically content I did really used to like, but not really getting the same collection as I am now. So we'll start off actually doing it in the order of this tier list. So 4 tunes will start things off with. Now, I really liked their stuff. I think I discovered them in 2018. I believe that was the year when I discovered them. And I really loved their annual sing-along and the start of the Premier League season. They did last season with a parody of I Predict a Riot by the Kaiser Chiefs. It's actually one of my favourite songs in that time. So I really enjoyed watching that. Also, I really liked this series when they do every Premier League manager reacts to match day whatever. And I really enjoyed hearing the different impressions. And what I was even more impressed is knowing that all these voices are done by one singular person, which is even more astounding. Now, I've got to be honest here, some of the impressions I do find quite irritating, just a little bit. Now, I really did like their stuff, but now when I think about it, I'm not really watching it as much as I used to. But I'll be the same guy that if ever Dean invites me to do a voiceover on one of the characters, I'm going to jump in the air, clapping and screaming that I've got it. So I'm going to say, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put it in the stale category. Now, this is nothing against Dean as a person and the channel. It's just my personal opinion in my current watching and my current viewership, when the very little time I do have time to watch YouTube. 4 tunes compared to the 15 other guys I have listed here are in a little bit in the bottom of the pile. So second on the list is BENHD. Now this should be very easy for me if you do not know about this. I have made a tweet out years ago, I think it was 2019 when I got 200 subscribers, and I tweeted Ben, when I get 1,000 subscribers, or maybe if I get 1,000 subscribers, let's be real, but if I were to get 1,000 subscribers, will we do a collaboration? And he's still on it, which is absolutely incredible. But also, one thing you may not know is that I'm a Patreon of his channel as well. And there's very few people that I am a Patreon for. And because not only do I really like his content and for him being so informative, so knowledgeable in his craft in Championship football, but just the overall editing journey. Like, I remembered watching him back in 2018, looking at the set, and I gotta be honest, it looked a little bit basic, but for the fact that he was making brilliant videos out of it, got brilliant reactions from it, and he's just slowly but surely climbing, you know, his content and his quality's just been going up every single time he uploads. And honestly, with the content for how basic it was, really encouraged me to actually give it a go myself. So he is the reason why you see me on this channel today. I mean, 442s may not appreciate that at the moment, but honestly, with the rest of them, I'm absolutely grateful that I've actually done this as a hobby, and Ben is really one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So for that, I'm a Patreon. For that, I'm such a fan. I mean, God, am I really simping hard right now? Let's just put Ben and get us over with it in 24/7 heaven. I'm not going to explain anymore. Let's just go on to Benjamin Bloom now, which once again, unbelievable, knowledgeable creator, footballer, journalist in his craft. Now, he is someone who I've been very fortunate enough to feature on my channel. We've done a 1 hour and a bit podcast sort of video talking about music, football, COVID. We've done a whole lot. Very topical in terms of the time we were doing it as well. So if you do want to see that, make sure you click on the link somewhere on the eye icon. And honestly, when I did speak to him, when we did organize the collaboration, such a nice guy, really just offers his time for anyone. You know, what I really like, he doesn't really care. You know, you don't have to be the most famous person around. You don't have to have a big name or whatever. And you know what? He doesn't take anything for granted as well, which I think is even more amazing. And honestly, criminally underrated. I think alongside with BENHD, both are criminally underrated in what they do. I think both deserve the best. And Ben, honestly, thank you so much for even being part of my channel. It's such a huge honor to even have you on this channel. I'm going to put you for your content on the iconic tier. It doesn't quite get to the 24/7 heaven. BENHD, that is, just has a little bit more of an edge, but it's really nothing to it, in my opinion. Iconic and 24/7, there's a very small curfew between the two tiers, I'll tell you that. Now, look at this. We've got George Benson. Now, he is someone I've not really talked about a lot on this channel, but he's the only one out of all of these YouTubers who's a Chelsea fan who I watch. Now, I have to tell you, when Chelsea win, but even when Chelsea lose as well, he is my go-to guy that I go to when I want to see some Chelsea content on YouTube. So informative, so knowledgeable, and actually just really passionate as well. Honestly, with the passion he has for Chelsea, the love, it really unites everything I love about Chelsea Football Club. And for the fact that he has to watch on the other side of the globe as well, at times as well, is absolutely incredible. Just uniting what Chelsea's all about, connecting fans from all over the globe, and really, he typifies that to perfection. And I really love how informative he is, just how interactive he is with us as well. I wouldn't even say he's a deluded fan either, unlike some other YouTubers as well. I think for me, he's got to go to 24/7 heaven, especially with me being a Chelsea fan. It would be absolutely criminal if I don't put him in the top tier. Honestly, George, you are iconic and just legendary in what you do. Keep going, man, because honestly, you are just going to get bigger and bigger as soon as it goes on. Bloody hell, I think I'm going to have to change the title of this video. I'm going to have to change the title to Small Football YouTubers Simps Over Big Football YouTubers. In fact, I'll do a challenge for you guys. If this video gets 50 likes, that will be the new title of the video. So if you guys want to actually see that as the title, 50 likes and I'll change the current title to that exact title. Smaller YouTuber Simps Over Big Football YouTubers. That's what I'll do. So we now move on to HITC Sport. Oh gosh, this simply doesn't end here. Now, HITC Sport, I've not been fortunate enough to collab with, but he has responded to my tweet before when I did a tier list moons ago. One of the very first tier lists I did, you know, one of the first videos on my channel as well, where I put the Irish guy actually, I think on Iconic. I can't even remember what tier I had at that time, but honestly, his content now really informative, you know, really comical as well, more than anything. Definitely the most hilarious one, you know, 414 is up there in comedy, but HITC Sport for me just takes it, you know, almost to another level, almost pushes the boundary just a little bit more for me. And he is very brave as well. I mean, you've got to be honest, you know, I've never seen anyone bet a team to not finish in the top half and then put his body on the line with a tattoo. And unfortunately for him, he's lost that bet. So it's going to be absolutely incredible to see what his body will look like with a Patrick Bamford tattoo on him. But unbelievably brave. The only thing I'd query on him is that his work schedule is more confusing than Roberto Mancini subbing off Donnarumma to put on Sirigu. So honestly, apart from that, absolutely incredible. I think for me, also goes into iconic tier. His content really, when I have the time to see it, unbelievable. So he's got to be up there. Now we go to Jimmy Conrad. Now, I'm really scared to do this one because Jimmy Conrad has not been uploading as much as normal. I have to say, when he did his Euros predictions all the way back in 2016, and he was doing his Premier League predictions, and he was doing all sorts of predictions videos, he was at his peak. He was doing absolutely unbelievably well. But unfortunately, I just don't know what's happened. I think just a lot of projects have gone into the way. You know, he's one of the only YouTubers actually who talks about football who's actually a former player himself, which is a brilliant insight. But unfortunately, with his content, it's just kind of disappeared. It's almost like being rotor-shored away, you know, just absolutely missing. And unfortunately, with the stuff he is around, I can just tell from how he presents it, I just do not think he's got that same confidence anymore. And it really bugs me because, you know what? Being a YouTuber or a footballer specifically, you know, if you have like a bad defeat or a bad run of form, you will be drilled, and especially as a captain, you'll be drilled to move on from that and to really attack the video. But unfortunately, I think especially with the recent ones, it's just an impression that I get that he just doesn't have that same confidence anymore, which really makes me sad a little bit. I really have full faith in him, but unfortunately, I think especially compared to the content then and now, I'm gonna have to put in a stale tier. But honestly, if I'm judging him as a person, he'd be up there in 24/7 heaven. But with his channel, I'm gonna put it down there. But it'd be incredible if I was actually featured on this channel. I mean, heck, all of these YouTubers, you know, it'll be incredible if I was ever featured on their channels. We now move on to James Lawrence Alcott. Now, he, for me, has gone through a really big revelation. Now, I always remember James Lawrence Alcott as a guest to the True Geordie channel almost, but he's broken away into his own channel, still features on True Geordie there and again, but his terrific insight, just the graphics that he has, but I feel like out of anything, he defines tactics almost as good as anyone. A bit similar to George Benson, they're both fantastic when they have to delve in player roles, tactics, and it really does inspire me to try and analyze games in depth. Both of those YouTubers have really tried to inspire me to do that. I can't do it at that same level, but their terrific insight of the game and just knowing about people, you know, having to drop back, having to change positions, having to identify certain roles, thinking about managerial decisions, just all of them just fantastic at what they do. And James Lawrence Alcott, for me, I think is the king at doing that. And the opportunities he's had, I am so happy for him for. And for me, for him getting 100,000 subs as well, absolutely incredible. You know, definitely underrated along with all the rest of them. And I think overall, the content for me is really grown on me. I got to be honest, like when I was trying to get into James Lawrence Alcott, I mean, I was already big fans of Benjamin Bloom and BENHD. But James Lawrence Alcott's content took me a little bit of a long time for me to get going. But really listening and hearing what he's about in terms of analysing the game and for how consistent he is as well. he's got to be up there for me in iconic. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really proud of him, especially because he's had to work really, really hard to So, I know. In fact, what I need to do is move this here. Oh wait, no, we're back. Hang on, how the hell did it take me that long for the microphone to work? Right, problem is, now the Elgato doesn't want to work, which is not what I want to see. So I'm going to fix that. There we go. And now, what's wrong with my days? Literally, one thing doesn't want to work. My camera or my bloody capture card either. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm not in the mood for this. There is sound, for what I know now. I think there's sound. Yep, there's sound now. Because I can hear it on the thing. What I'm going to do very quickly is change the thumbnail, which I can do. And I can also change the title, because this is technically a second stream now. Just give me 1 minute. So that's the thumbnail. And now I've got to change the title if I can. Why is everything taking so slowly? Come on, guys. Right, good to know that the TV's working now. Right, guys. I assume you can hear me. I mean, I've not seen anyone talking, which I don't know if is a really good sign or not. But now we just need to do this. I can look at chat too, which is amazing. Even got a subscriber goal in the bottom left as well, which I do need to update, actually, to be fair. Oh, man. I tell you what, it's just like, I wish I had more energy, but I'm just feeling really ill at the moment. So, yeah, right now it's me just trying to soldier on, to be honest. Right, just got to check that's the right game. I think it's Birmingham Derby. Yes. Let me just refresh that. That's worked. Right. Need to change the thumbnail. Oh, not the thumbnail. The title very quickly. Just another minute here. All I need is just... Right. That'll do. Change that here. There we go. Of course I'm excited for the Championship to return. I always like domestic football. You know, I do enjoy domestic football a lot more than international football. Of course I'm excited. So yeah, so we've got Derby. Right, I need to find a way to put this chat somewhere, but I've also got to remember I want to use this as footage as well for my video, so I don't want it to be in the way. Where do you suggest we do it? Do we put it down here? Maybe make the chat a bit smaller? Ah, God, yeah. What do I do with the chat? I want to try and not put it in the way. Also got to change this subscriber goal, because it's gone up to 768. And the annoying thing about it is when the numbers change, you've got to actually change the goal entirely. Oh, no. And I don't know why they do the goal amount before we do the starting amount. The starting amount makes sense more. 768. Ah, come on. End date. We'll do it at the end of the year. So, 31st of December 21. Start goal. Wait, what? Oh, there you go. That should be done. There you go. That works. What do you mean on my face cam? Oh, on my face cam. Oh, the text. It doesn't look nice, to be honest with you. I might not even have it, to be honest. This is a tough decision. Unless what I do is because what I'm planning already is to put it. But the thing is, it's so wide. I'm gonna probably make it a bit smaller. Yeah, but then you can't read it. Oh, this is a tough decision. I should have thought about this. I guess it's not the end of the world if they see it. I say they, I mean, the people seeing the thing. Try top corner. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking here. I think here, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Right, we'll do that. It may not look nice at the moment with I think Nathan Byrne being there, but we're gonna have to deal with that. Right, 4 minutes. It's actually remembered to do the thing this time. There we go. We'll see if it remembers to do the camera this time. I might just try and do it by the way. Yeah, San Marino did score a goal against Poland yesterday. Yes, I'm very, very surprised that they did. Right, it was game settings, wasn't it? That's fun. How have they remembered my settings now? Why all of a sudden now they are remembering my settings? That's very bizarre. Right. So, yeah, this is the new setup. I'm now no longer recording this on the PlayStation. So, this is a new feature, dare I say, for FIFA. And actually, it looks quite handy, doesn't it? It doesn't look that bad. We've got Birmingham and Derby to start things off. I don't know why it's green now. Wouldn't really want it to be green now. Might be getting tickets for West Ham at home. Oh, so Leeds and West Ham. Yeah, that would be a really, really good game. I'm going to quickly see if I could change something with this chat box. Font color. We'll do it as... We'll do font color as black, I think. But then it's going to take a bit of time to change that. Yeah. Okay. Chatter. Visual settings. Theme. They have themes for this? Ow! Do you see that? Oh, you can't see it because my webcam's too high. Oh! Whoa! That was close. I'll lower the webcam a little bit. Don't get any ideas, but my cat is sleeping right next to me, right here, and he just clawed my arm as I did that. So, yes, that is what was going on there. I don't even know. Has the red text has made it worse? It's made it worse, isn't it? I'll figure something out with chat box later, okay? News on cricket, by the way. India have just won the series 2-1. They've just beaten England. They've bowled them out. Oh my days, a goal. We have a goal. I think it's Tom Lawrence. It is Tom Lawrence with the goal. Not 2. What am I saying? 1-0 to Derby. That's an important goal for the Rams. Yeah, Gatsby behave indeed. What a really nice goal that is. So, a strike there. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful strike by Tom Lawrence. And that makes it 1-0 to Derby. There might be a small delay, but I'm hoping the delay is not too bad. Thanks to the 6 of you watching. I cannot believe that this is going to be like one big stream. I might actually change the title now on it. I'm going to call it the Lexalexus Superstream, I think. That's a really good title. Lexalexus Superstream number 1. Part run ranking EFL transfer window. Part 2. FIFA 21 predicts round 5 games. Okay, that's going to be the new title. I think that's actually going to be looking quite good. We ain't beaten Derby at home since 2013, says Jack. That is not a good stat. You know, you'd be wanting to try and rectify your ways getting into this game. Is this the telebroadcast camera? It is. I'm pleasantly surprised it's actually remembered the setting. It really has actually remembered to do the setting, which really surprises me, to be honest with you. Right, the viewership has gone down pretty much since I've changed it from my transfer show ranking to this, but, you know, we can't have everything, I guess. Right, is Jukovic now with the ball. If I can read the ball here. Bella, alright, it's got him back. Kazim Richards now, he's going to be running forward to Jason Knight here. Jason Knight got Roberts in its way. Brilliant defending now, and Etheridge. Oh my goodness me, Etheridge has to clear it, and it's half time. So Derby lead 1-0 at half time, and that's the first game out of the 12. And to give you a context, this weekend we've got one Friday game, which is the this game. This is the Friday game. Also, we have, I believe, 10 Saturday games. And we've got one Sunday game, which I believe is Forest and Cardiff. Look at this cat. He never poses on camera, but today, for some reason, he now wants to go on camera. I mean, I'm going to blame him on my camera angle, to be honest with you. And, you know, with him just want to be there. But he's not bothered. Well, apart from that one incident, he's not bothered me, to be fair. So I'll allow it for now. God, it feels weird not having to rely on the recording on the PS5. And it's a second goal for Derby. We are getting some absolute screamers today. My goodness me. Excuse me. It's Jason Knight with the goal. Let's see this again. Kazim Richards back to Bird to Kazim Richards. And top corner as well. What a strike. That is by Jason Knight. 2-0 Derby. That will be a big result if they can get that. Gardner's off. FIFA 22 Lexalexus United at some point. Oh, we'll see. You know, if we get to 1,000 subs and, you know, you see my football team or my six-a-side team do well in the game that I keep teasing you guys about, then maybe they should be added onto the game. You know, I've not told you if I've won or lost the game yet. Or if no, I have, no. That's a lie. You know I've won the game because you know I got the trophy. Although is the trophy a winning trophy, or could it be like a wooden spoon trophy? You know, because it's not made of real metal. So have I not won it? Have I scored? Have I missed? Have I scored a penalty? You know, you don't know. You don't know until you. What a fantastic bunch of goals we're having right here. That's Jeremy Bella. What a strike. And what a game. That's 2-1 now to Derby. Yeah, it is 2-1. But Birmingham have now got 1 goal back. Let's see this again. So it's poor giveaway. Jukovic finds Bella. What a strike in the top right corner. That's quite amazing. That is unbelievable. So that is 2-1 to Derby. Surprised you did. I'm so sorry. Surprised you didn't drop the trophy. Well, in fact, I got an exclusive. I have dropped the trophy. So, in fact, give me 2 seconds. I've got to show you something. And what's worse, that trophy being made of metal, you know, it may not have been damaged. So yeah, this is an exclusive for you guys. I don't know how well you're going to see this, but if I take the ribbons out the way, in fact, this way is better. You may notice there's a bit of a stripe here. There's a stripe there. That's part of the material gone because I dropped it on the floor. So we had to tape it together. Basically, so technically I have broken the trophy, and my captain saw the damage as well. He was a bit upset, but he's forgiven me eventually, and he still allowed me to have this trophy, which I think is amazing as well. Yes, oh yes indeed. And Jack, is not corona. I have checked for corona, by the way, because it is like symptom like corona, but it's actually not. I have actually found out from the testing kit it's not corona. It's just something else. Jukovic to Sanchez. Right. Don't think we're going to get a goal. Let's actually bring this back quickly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I completely forgot I dropped that trophy, and that wasn't even me being drunk. It was just me being an idiot. Me being careless. Me being clumsy. Oh, Jesus. Thanks to whoever did subscribe. To whoever did subscribe during the transfer show segment of this super stream. I do appreciate that. We're on 15 likes actually. Let's try and go for maybe 25. That'll be a good target. As you can see, we've got a sub goal, you know, down there now, which is amazing. So I can exclusively show you, you know, how we're doing in terms of my content. So let's just see how this corner goes, because the beauty of having a capture card now, average collects, is that now I can transition from one transition to another now. So as you can see, 768 subscribers now. We need to try and push that up if we can. 770 will be amazing, even 775. Every subscriber now, we get increasingly close to 1,000 subscribers, which I think is the pinnacle of this channel. So yeah, that's the target. So if you've not hit that subscribe button, guys, please do so. It doesn't cost a thing. It just shows me the appreciation that you have. And my stupid camera's already gone. Oh dear. Oh my gosh. I mean, my camera's gone, so you cannot see my live reaction. Well, come on, camera, work. Oh my god. Oh my days. Birmingham just equalised in stoppage time. Oh my god. Oh my god. I tell you what, I correctly predicted England to win 4-0. I wasn't too impressed, but I was impressed by a couple of players. Oh my gosh, I think it was Jukovic. No one closing him down. What a goal this would be if this happened in real life. The stakes of this goal are amazing. Imagine if both these sides were in relegation and Birmingham would have gone down, but then they, you know, they stay up with this last minute goal. A bit similar to like what Paul Caddis did. How unbelievable would that be? That would be absolutely unbelievable. So that's the full-time whistle. 2-2, the final score. That's That is quite amazing, to be honest with you. I'm shocked, to be honest. I didn't expect a game like this. 4 goals to start us off for the stream. It can only get downhill from there, but let's just hope we get another good game. So what game do we have next? I actually have no idea. Now I do know it is... Okay, so it's a 3 o'clock kickoff next. I think it's Blackburn, I think. Or is it Barnes? No, Barnsley are away. So it'll be Blackburn versus Luton next. Wow, what a result that would be if that actually happened, though. So, yeah, Blackburn are playing against Luton. That should be a really close game, actually. I hope it's a close game. Wellesley Boys 94 says, have you been on any more boozy nights out with Scott Parker recently? I've been on a couple of boozy nights out for celebrating my birthday, but none with Scott Parker, sadly. You know, to only toot the celebrity horn once, the only celebrity I've ever spoken to or have met is Richard Iowadi. Oh, not tonight. Have you heard the state of my voice? There's no way I'm going to be drinking anything for the next week or so. I think this illness is not really down for me being in clubbing or mixing with people. I think it's just the amount of damage I've done to my body in the past couple of days. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Right, so we've got Blackburn versus Luton Town. I'd hope for a good game here because Blackburn have had a pretty good start. They tend to start well but tail off around this stage. Luton obviously did alright apart from their 5-0 horrific defeat against Birmingham. Can they recover in this game? Can they bounce back? We'll have to wait and see. Like, Amari Bell will be returning to his former club as well. He was a signing from Luton, from Blackburn actually. So yeah, he'll be returning to Blackburn there. Luton looking slightly the better team at the moment. Looking a bit more confident. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really hot outside as well. I'm absolutely sweating buckets. I could be sweating the temperature, which it might mean that I might want to try and, well, not get myself tested. I'll probably check my temperature after this stream. But also, I just think it's just really hot as well. It's just exhausting. You and Scotty P need to know how much alcohol you're consuming. Oh, man, just leave me alone. It's my birthday. And plus, majority of those drinks I didn't even buy myself. You know what? I wasn't grasped in for anything, to be honest. I've been in much worse situations, with even like sillier events, really, not even like related to my birthday at all. So with all things considered, I think I did quite well. Try not to get too overexcited about the whole thing. God, this whole setup is so weird. I cannot believe I've got a capture card now. And it means we can see goals like this with chat. It means Luton have taken the lead. Who is that has scored? I couldn't quite tell. I was sweating like mad yesterday because I had football and it was so warm. Yeah, it's what I felt when I played in the Sixer side as well. My God, it's a nice goal. Brilliant pass there, actually, I think by Cornick. And the goal scorer is Adebayo with the goal. Fair play. So Luton are the team taking the lead. So if Luton were to score first, I think it'd be a bit difficult for Blackburn to get back into this. Have I restarted at uni yet? No. 2 weeks time I restart, but I'm already doing my research. In fact, I'm doing a big, well, not a project, but I'm doing a big sort of like lecture collaborative style thing today that I'm hosting. So yes, this year will be interesting, to tell you the truth, because not only got to balance YouTube, but I've got to balance my work and I've got to balance my university experience as well. So it's going to be, I think, the most stressful year I'm ever going to have in my lifetime. But having said that, I relish the challenge. And I've only just noticed Ben's not uploaded yet. It could only mean he's going to upload at 5:15, or he won't upload at all on the Monday. One thing I'm going to say to him, if I can get the chance to speak to him on the Patreon, is that I've got an idea for a video he can do for the channel. Oh my gosh, and we've got an equalising goal just before half time. Sam Gallagher with the goal. And you know what? It'll do me well, because he can get me featured on his channel as well. So hear me out, guys. And I don't think any of you are patrons of him as well. So it's not like I'm sharing this out to the patrons as well. But how good would it be for him to get me to promote the Patreon, showing what it can do? You know, almost like a bit of a trailer to what BENHD's Patreon involves, and just to promote it even more. I know he's getting more and more members, but he'd probably want someone else rather than himself just trying to promote it. He's made like a really brief video about the different tiers and stuff, but ultimately this is just getting people to even join the minimum tier as well, and showing what that can do. So yeah, if he agrees to this, it could be a way that your boy might be on this channel. You don't know. You're very optimistic I'll have 1K by next year. Well, at least someone's optimistic. I mean, the thing is, I don't look into the future like that, because I think we all had that sort of feeling, when we had a good stage 2 years back, thinking, oh, 1K is going to be a problem. But then you go through a tough stage, and YouTube is very trend-like that. You go through a good trend, then you go through a bad trend. It's very, very unpredictable. It's consistency is the most difficult thing in YouTube. Not only consistency in releasing content, but consistency in the algorithm and YouTube, getting your content out there. It's ultimately impossible, especially to a channel that's not very big either. So it's why it's very difficult to get into business. So that is, why, I've decided, at least I'll increase my chances by getting some content out. 8-10 months are not just big for your channel, but for your life too. I completely agree, because honestly, some of the decisions I could make could have a domino effect in a good or bad way for my channel. So it's a big year. Oh my gosh, Blackburn should have scored that. Yeah, I mean, fair play for you being optimistic since 200, because you know me, I'm someone that doesn't want to give up too easy. Right, I gotta let my cat out, unfortunately. Pardon me, I'm so sorry, guys. Come on, mate. No, you're not gonna go. Are you gonna be an idiot? He's just gonna sit there. Are you serious? So he wants to go out, but then he doesn't want to go out. So mixed messages. That's what happens when you have a cat. Oh my goodness me. Thanks guys once again for liking the video. I don't think we've actually, we've pretty much stayed at 15 likes now. No one's been able to see the channel. In fact, I don't think I've shared this thing at all. Looks like Sluga's made a save. I've got like 2 separate monitors now, so I should be able to see the shots now. Oh, it looked like, did he save it? I thought it came off the post. No, he had saved it. Was saved by Sluga. That's a really, really big save. Oh my god, he's done that twice recently now. So that is a real pain in the ass. But all cats do that. They do. They all do that. So sometimes you just gotta deal with that, I guess. Right, let me just quickly share it on Twitter. Right, has it really not changed the title of my video yet? How has it not changed the title of my video? Has it not saved it? I'm just going to double check something quickly. Oh, I'm an idiot. I am an actual idiot. I forgot to change from the wrong thing. That's why it's not worked. I've done the Superstream for my previous live stream, but not this one. So no, I'm a bit of a melon, bit of a buffoon. There you go. Now, the title should be changed around now. Chance for Blackburn, good save again by Sluga. Okay. I'm now got to change the original one for this one. FIFA 21 predicts championship round 5 games. Road to 800 subs. That's what it was. Something along like that. There you go. That's all fixed. It has changed. It's changed now. Yeah. I knew exactly what happened. I basically changed it to the wrong. Video. So I had done all the changes, like I said I did, but it just didn't work out. Do I know the Israeli football player Eran Zavhavi? If not, you'll know he's a goal machine. I always get very nervous when it comes to these names, because there's some people that try and say these names that don't exist. But I think Zahavi, I think he is an actual player for what I know. If the name looks familiar, probably not in that spelling, but no, I've just gone out now. 34 years old, Israeli player. Just look familiar. Maybe I've known a couple of clubs he's played for. He's a PSV player. Yeah, that's probably how I know him. To be fair. Maccabi Tel Aviv. PSV Eindhoven. That's probably how I know him. Okay. So it's ended 1-1 at full time. Honestly, that's actually not a bad shout from FIFA there to predict 1-1 for this one. So we go to the next game, and I believe the next game is going to be Blackpool versus Fulham. So for FIFA 21's sake, we actually have to go spread into a division of, difference of 2. So we'll use their home kits there, and we'll kick off. How have I only covered 3 games so far? There's so much still to cover. Now, I don't know if I really want the text to be there. I'm actually going to put the text here, I think. I think the text here is going to be better, to be honest. It's likely that I'm not going to be able to edit it when I do my score predictions this week. But either way, what that means is the people can see another way to communicate with me. Excuse me, I've got a lot of indigestion today. Just overall, just not feeling too well today. But I appreciate all of you going in, supporting. I know the FIFA segment's not done too well, which I was a bit surprised with, to be honest. I was expecting the transfer segment not to do as well as the FIFA one, since it's been like the most popular part of my channel recently. But sometimes things change. Ooh, what a save. Birmingham is 18 and has played more England games than most Premier League players. Yes, that's just incredible, isn't it? I just reacted recently for Saka being sung Happy Birthday, and I only realised it was his 20th birthday. So I'm over a year older than Bukayo Saka, someone who took the final penalty in a Euro 2020 final. That's incredible, isn't it, when you think about it? It makes me feel quite old, but it was really quite an incredible stat just to know how young and, for how long term, we can use all these players for as well. I think the future's bright. I just think our fans overall just demand the best, and they should, but they should be realistic. That's the word. They should be realistic with their aims too. Here come Blackpool here. This could be a chance. Embleton, Yates. Oh my gosh! We have a lead! Blackpool. Oh no, we don't. It's offside. Oh my gosh, it's offside. What a goal. What a big goal that would have been. Look how close that was. I mean, I'm not surprised I didn't think that was offside. Did I see Soccer Aid? Yes, I did, because my family wanted me downstairs for it. It was... Yeah, Soccer Aid was on the day after I had my party, so I was recovering from a really bad hangover. So I thought Soccer Aid would be a good way just to make me forget all the pain I was in. And he's only a year and a day older than me. You see what Blues do. Jude plays for England. Lingard plays for England. Granger ever just scored. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Rooney got done a few times. I gotta say, I know Rooney got done a couple of times, but I think Rooney was man of the match for the England side. Some of the skills he was doing by himself were ridiculous. You know, and I always hated Rooney as a player because he was like a rival. But you had to admire how good he was. What I would say, Tom Grennan, like, he can run. Like, you don't necessarily have to be the best touch or the best passing. If you can run and you've got a load of energy, then you could be as good as anyone. You know, and that's sort of like the approach I go for when I play for football, because I know I don't have the best touch. I know my technique is not up there and I'm not as giftedly talented as most people. But when you run and you have that energy and you've got that stamina and fitness, it can actually take you a long way. Scholes was great, but for me, not as good as Rooney was. I think, yeah, Scholes was okay, but just not as good as Rooney. His shooting, though, I mean, you won't expect Scholes to shoot anyway, but I think the problem was that we needed the legends to score because the celebrities they weren't going to score anyway, so that's probably why I was a little bit more harsh on Rooney and Scholes when they missed their big chances. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for yawning, guys. But you know what? You know, I could have seen myself. I could have seen myself playing in that team. Really, maybe not starting, but playing in that team. One thing that we were commenting on. Don't be surprised if we see a segment on Monday Night Football where Carragher and Neville review their performances on Soccer Aid. But the problem is, the real thing is they're on the same team. They lost by 3-0, and both players had pros and cons in their performance in Soccer Aid overall. You know, for me, I don't think anyone did worse than the other, really. You know, based on what we saw. So equally, I hope it's like Dave Jones, like completely ruining both of them. But yeah, one thing I'll say, I wouldn't ask Carragher what he felt of Joel Dommett being in goal, really, to be honest, because he looked like he wanted to kill that whole team when they were 2-0 down. Nima's got more goals against England than the whole San Marino team combined. In the last 15 years, probably. I know San Marino have scored against England before, and Limac has only scored 1 goal. But, yeah, you could well say, you know, we've played San Marino a good number of times in the past 15 years, and yeah, Limac has scored more goals than them in our last couple of meetings against San Marino. You know, I can't remember when San Marino did score, but I remember one game, I think it may have been back in the 90s or the early 2000s under Sven-Goran Eriksson. They took the lead and then obviously we ran riot, but they still scored against us and it was embarrassing. Yeah, it was a sad day, Jax. Yeah, I think a lot of people were, to be fair. A lot of people just weren't. It's just like, a lot of people did tune in, but at the same time, I think just a lot of people had stuff to do. You know, there was like Rosie saying, "Oh, eat this with your takeaway." And I'm just like, mate, I had a party the day before, so there was no way I was gonna have a takeaway that night. The current San Marino team. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, the current San Marino team. Yeah, more goals than that. Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. You could even say the same for Andorra, to be honest, or Albania. You know, any nationality that just struggles to score against us, any nationality that has scored 0 against us in the past couple of years, have less goals than what Limac has done. You know, we don't need to question the goalkeeping. We don't have to question the defence. But yeah, Carragher would be at fault for the 3rd goal. just the marking that he tried to do on Darren Fletcher. I don't know what he was doing. He was almost starstruck by something, and then he just completely forgot to mark Darren Fletcher. And Lee Mack with an unmarked territory scoring a goal. You would think that maybe this gets rid of the monkey off his shoulder now. Maybe now his curse is ended. Would he be invited back? You don't know. You don't know what's going to go on. But I saw a tweet recently about Soccer Aid, and it said, so a team managed by Sven-Goran Eriksson with a squad of Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, Rooney and Scholes gets beaten 3-0 with Ken Setonay from Love Island scoring 2 goals and a 50-plus-year-old comedian. Sounds about right. Yeah, which did make me chuckle quite a bit, because I don't know. He said everything that I thought about already about Sven-Goran Eriksson. The thing is about Harry Redknapp, whilst he may, be out of the game now, he's got a lot more tactical nous than Eriksson has. But also, I also do feel the teams were a little bit imbalanced. I did think the rest of the world had a couple more legends than the England one. I mean, I might have just miscounted, but it felt like to me that they had more players. Roberto Carlos, Nigel de Jong. There was a couple as well. Seedorf as being one as well. They had so many incredible players in that team, and I just think maybe it was a little bit imbalanced. But it's all for a bit of charity and fun in the end of it. Yeah. I can't remember the last time we played France. We may have played France in the group stage, in the early 2000s, but I can't remember the last time we played France in a tournament. We may have played them in the friendly. Which may count, but not in the tournament for ages. Yeah, I mean, England could have got Stuart Downing. I don't think it would have made too much of a difference, but the thing is, he did go for retired English players, but I don't know. It's just like the English retirement players we got, Rooney and Scholes didn't really step up to the plate for like what Roberto Carlos and Seedorf did. They were brilliant at what they did. I also think this is the first year that we didn't have a single legend score as well. It was all celebrities who scored as well. So a little bit of history there. Right, so 0-0 between Blackpool and Fulham there. Next game is going to be Bournemouth against Barnsley, I believe. Bournemouth versus Barnsley. Now, this was an incredible game last year, so I'm really excited to see what this game will hold. If I'm right in saying this was the 5-goal thriller that Barnsley won by 3-2. So I'm hoping for a very similar game here. Oh, I'm really sorry for being so tired, guys. Thank you to the one person who liked the stream, by the way. I do appreciate that. We're still on 768 subscribers. I mean, look at the bar. Look at the blue bar we have in the bottom left of the corner. That is how close we are. We need to nudge that blue bar ever more slightly, okay? We're so close now. In fact, what I need to do, I found it doesn't show days left, which I'm a bit surprised about. A couple of successive saves from Begovic there. Jeez, Barnsley nearly taking the lead already. Football Forever 2, welcome to the stream. And in fact, I really love your icon with it being the 3 Lions of Chelsea. Absolutely love that. We are doing the second part of this super stream today. So in the first half, oh, what a goal. We've got a goal, and it's Bournemouth who've taken the lead. Jefferson Lerma, I believe, with the goal. I want to see this defending because it doesn't look like it's anything of the highest of quality from Barnsley. But you could argue that Bournemouth being at home, they're going to want this. So let's see this defending here. So Solanke, great pass, but what's this defending there? No one tracks him down. and it's an easy goal for Jefferson Lerma, 1-0. Yeah, but of course, I'm going to love that icon with me being a Chelsea fan, of course. Right, now my cat wants to go. Jeez. This might have been the first time you've ever heard my cat as well. Imagine replacing Ian Stoney with Goldbridge. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think what they could have done, they could have done like a match reaction or even do some of the punditry with Goldbridge in. You know, I don't think there was anything holding them back for having him involved. But yeah, get him on for this year. You know, I think the YouTube representatives we did have, a lot of them were big personalities, but they were not all football based. I mean, I know obviously Chunks is, but they were not all representative in the football ground. And I think they could have really done more. I think they could have brought more names in that, you know, made more YouTube on the scene in terms of football, if that makes sense. But you know, even bringing a sideman in, I think could have even done more representatives for football YouTube. But you know that doesn't always happen. Jack was saying hello to my chair when I briefly left to let my cat out. But no, we're back. And one fantastic feature on this Blue Yeti mic is that I can literally just press one button and it mutes myself, which is exactly what I did when I got him out because I wasn't pleased with him. Did you have any pets previous to Gatsby? Great question. Hang on a minute. Corner comes in. Oh, just wide. I did. So, for as long as I remember, it's always been... What a time to fix it too. Barnsley have just scored an equalising goal. I think it's Carlton Morris with the goal. I think we're back on. Yeah, we're back on. We had a slight scare of lag. Wow, what a strike. What a brilliant strike that was. We were momentarily disconnected. Begovic can't get there. It's 1-1. So yeah, I did have pets previous to Gatsby. So I had 2 cats who have passed away in... Well, they passed away in the past 2 years or so. Missed what I said about what? I mean, I'll reiterate what I said. My dad's allergic to dog hair, so he can't have dogs, so it always has to be cats. TPAF official, welcome to the stream, saying I hate Barnsley. In fact, well, that's someone who's changed their name if I've given you a moderator role already. I'll be interested to know who that is, but yeah, I was going to say, moderator role already? Yeah, that's someone who I've definitely spoken to before. Where was I? Yeah, so... cats. So yeah, obviously can't have dogs. My dad's allergic to dog hair. Had 2 cats, and at the moment now I've got 2 cats as well. The second cat you never see because she is not as sociable as he is. 2 cats I did have. I can't even remember what the breed was, but yeah, we had them for a good... Well, one of them unfortunately passed away at 14 years. And one passed away 3 years later after that, so 17 years. And they both were pretty much in the early part of my life. I mean, they were older than me when they died. And I was even in human years as well, not even just cat years. So they were born even before I was born. So I had my 2 previous cats in my first part of my life. And obviously, as I'm growing up now, I've got these next 2 cats, which are part of my life as well. I think the longest my family has gone on without a cat in the house at all has been 1 year, I think. And it's been a relatively quiet house, to be honest with you. But now we've got the 2 cats again. It does feel right, to be honest. You know, you definitely feel it if you know, the silence in the house when you don't have a pet to take care of. Are you a Brentford fan? Oh, are you mini Surge then? Jack BCSE says get a turtle. Get a goldfish and call it Scotty for Scotty Park. I don't know if it's because I said at one stage Scott Parker dressed the best, but I don't have an obsession over him. I mean, I respect him as a footballer and what he did with Chelsea, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's better people to be, there's worse people to be obsessive. That's what I was trying to say there. Yeah, what a surprise! Ben has not uploaded today. That is so bizarre. That is actually very, very bizarre. Monday tends to be a default day for him to upload. Unless he's planning stuff this week and, you know, he couldn't have time today. But, yeah, you know, it happens. You know, I'm trying to do some content. I've been streaming for about 3 hours now. I mean, it's been a long time. I'm a bit tired. But you got to try and fight through it, especially when I'm feeling ill as well. Did you mean Cat rather than Jack? So Cat called Garfield, and pretty much I'd had him all my life, and he died 12th of February 2020. Oh, that's a shame. No, you know what? I would agree with that, Charlie. But the thing is, it's just like I can't really have anything against him, to be honest. Here's a chance. It's a save. Saved by Begovic. Made that look so easy as well. Yeah, I do agree with you there, Charlie, with that. What was I going to say? Yeah, so obviously my two cats, their names were named after a double act, actually, all the way back, I think, in the 70s. So if you've heard the double act Bob and Vic, that's what my two cats were named after. There were two male cats. Bob and Vic were the two names for those cats, and they were named after a double act. I don't know too much about them, but all I know is that they were a double act back in the day. Yeah. Does he love lasagna? Obviously a Garfield joke there. He was ginger and white as well. Oh, right, yeah, I can kind of visualise what he was, really. I mean, obviously you've seen Gatsby. I mean, you've not seen all of him, but you've seen parts of Gatsby, and he's just a straight-up ginger cat, almost a bit lion-like. I'm pretty sure there are lookalikes to Gatsby in some sorts of movies, but I've not really seen it, you know. There's been comparisons of him looking like Aslan, you know, because his build is quite large for a cat, and obviously, you know, just for how pampered he is, it would make sense to name him after a king. My gosh, I'm literally in so much pain at the moment with my throat and my nose. I hope this is not a cold brewing, which is the worst thing I need right now, especially when I'm working. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the fourth game. We're starting to go through these games quite a fair bit now. 1-1 the final score in that one. Once again, not a bad shout from FIFA there. We've only had 1 0-0 draw so far, which is one thing I've noticed as well. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to look at the thing online for the game this time. Right. People are talking to the cow. I can hear them. Next is I should remember this. There we are. I've heard of the championship teams. Next is Bristol City. I think it's Bristol City. So we've done Birmingham, Blackburn, Brentford. Yeah, Bristol City. We've got Bristol City against Preston. And if you guys, you know, want to have a chance to meet meet Ben, he is going to Ashton Gate. And he's never been before now. So, a bit of announcement. He is going to Ashton Gate on Saturday for a 3 p.m. kickoff. Have all of them been draws so far? I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right, Jack. I think you are right there. Yeah, that's interesting. What's my female cat called? Oh, female cat. She's called Gracie. My female cat there. So she is 3. So yeah, she's still in that kitten stage at the moment. Gatsby is 7. So he's like right, you can say like in the prime cat years, from when you say, when you see them reach 10 or something, that's when you start seeing them being a little bit slower, slump a little bit more. So yeah, we're making do with, him being in his prime at the moment. But what was I going to say? I've got an itchy nose, which is always in the way. I literally cannot remember what I was going to say. I literally forgot what I was going to say. I'm going to forget. Yes, I will tell Honeygun if he goes back to the stream, but I'll tell him that Ben was there. Did they get along? They didn't at the start. It was actually quite funny to see them how they were at the start, because it was actually quite malicious. So much hatred over the two of them. But then recently, especially in the past year or so, they've actually warmed together a little bit. So first 2 years were awful. This past year has actually been quite good. So yeah, they don't attack each other. Well, no, they can attack each other, but they don't do it in a malicious way anymore, if that makes sense. So yeah, life is in peace between the two now, but it wasn't always like that. You have a dog called Roxy. She's crossed between Labrador, Rottweiler, and Little Cross Staffy. I think I can kind of visualize that as well. I mean, I could definitely picture a Labrador and a Rottweiler. So yeah, I can kind of see what the dog would be. Right. So with this game here, we've got 2 teams that have not done amazingly, but 2 teams, that have actually got themselves some crucial wins at certain times this season. But Bristol City doing well away from home, Preston doing alright at home. Thing is with Bristol City, and one thing I'm really linking to, of me not really backing them, is that their home form is just simply atrocious, and I just don't think they're going to win. Can I just check if my door's shut quickly? Hang on a minute. Yeah, my door is shut. They've just been very noisy downstairs playing the piano, and I've just made it just back in time to see we have a goal. It's Bristol City who've taken the lead. Antoine Semenyo with the goal in the 34th minute. That's a big goal for Bristol City as well. They have 3 wins if they can pull this off. So let's see the goal. Oh, what a pass that is by Naki Wells to get Semenyo. Not great defending, but it's a well-worked goal. 1-0 Bristol City. Now, Bristol City ended their curse against Preston last year when they beat them 1-0 in Ashton Gate. They actually had the better record against Preston in both games, I think, actually. So, yeah, this was the very rare occasion of Bristol City being able to cope against Preston. But this year, we may have a different outcome. We don't know. Especially if they cannot fix their home form as soon as they can. Right, in fact, I'm just going to quickly change something about... I'm just quickly going to do something about the webcam here. I'm just hoping if I change the thing, it doesn't deactivate. So, hang on a minute. So, guys, if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do so. It does really help the channel. We're 768 subscribers at the moment. So right now it would be absolutely amazing if we can get up to 770, maybe 770 would be an amazing achievement, or even 775 would be amazing. Either way, 800 subscribers is very, very close. And of course, 1,000 subscribers would definitely be an incredible achievement. So yeah, oh my gosh, it works now. It works. There we go. I fixed the webcam problem and we're back on to the game as well. Name every championship winner from 2001 to 2004 in reverse order. So is that 0304? You're starting off with that. Right, okay. Well, you're gonna really test my memory now, I think. So this was when it was back called Division 1, I believe. Or second division. Yeah, I think. Oh no, it would be first division, wouldn't it? So I know the 3 teams that went up in the 03-04 season. It was Palace under Ian Dowie, West Brom under, who was it called? I can't. 2021 to 2004. Oh, no. Okay, so that's every single championship season. Oh, okay. I was going to say that's basically every single winner. I clearly can't read. No, okay, that's better. I'd actually rather do that. So, right, I'll try do that then. So 2021 we have Norwich. 2020 we have Leeds. 2019 we have Norwich again. 2018 we have Wolves. 2017 we have Newcastle. 2016 Burnley. Yes. 2015 who won 2015? So 14-15, who got promoted in that season? 2014-15. So that was the year when Blackpool got relegated. Bournemouth 2015. 2014. Oh my goodness me. Leicester 2014. 2013. Oh, this is getting a bit trickier now. 2013. Okay, so 2013 was the year when QPR went up by the playoffs. But who won it? Oh, okay, quite close. But good goalkeeping there. Oh, who won it? Who won the league in that year? So, oh wait, was it? No, that might have been the season before. No, that was the season before I'm thinking of. Alright, well, I'm not going to say. I'm going to still stick with 2013. This one's going to take me longer, I think. So that's the 2013-14 season. So that was when QPR went up via the playoffs and was thinking I've missed another goal. It looks like Semenyo has scored again to make it 2-0 to Bristol City, and that is game over. Wow. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. Jeju to Masengo, Martin, and then Semenyo there. Brilliant teamwork there. What a fantastic team goal that was. So I'm thinking of 2000 and I said Leicester and they were 13-14. So I'm thinking of 12-13 then. So 12-13. Wait, no, yeah, 12-13. Yeah, 12-13 was Cardiff. I was going to say it wasn't Cardiff because I thought Cardiff were the season before that. But no, I lie. No, it will be Cardiff. So Cardiff 12-13. 11-12 was... Oh, chance for Preston here. Oh my gosh, Reece Jacobson, you should score that. Oh, he completely miskicks it. It looked like one of those soccer age shots. It really did. I can't remember who did a shot like that, but it was like a Lee Mack shot. I know he scored, but one of the times he was one-on-one, it was literally identifying his shot. So 11-12, that was Reading. Oh, no, actually, yeah, was it Reading? Yeah, Reading. Southampton were in the lead, but no, Reading overtook. Yeah, 13-14 was Leicester. 14-15. Did I miss out 14-15 entirely then? Hang on a minute. Yeah. Right, that's a full-time whistle. I said the winner for 14-15 season, haven't I? So 15-16, that was... I surely said the winner for 2014-15 season. Have I missed a team out? No, I said Bournemouth, didn't I? Yeah, I said Bournemouth. Maybe I just didn't count the seasons back enough. Right, so 2-0 between Bristol City and Preston. What a result that is for Bristol City if they can pull that off. Next is Coventry and Middlesbrough. What a game. Yeah, I think Cardiff are away. Oh no, Cardiff play on Sunday, don't they? Yeah, they do. So, Coventry and Middlesbrough are next. That will be a good game. I think Middlesbrough got the better of Coventry last time. So yeah, 13-14 was Leicester, 12-13, as I said, was Cardiff. 11-12 was Reading. Excuse me. 10-11 was QPR. 9-10 Newcastle. 08-09 was... Who was 08-09? So that was when Burnley went up via the playoffs. And what were the two other teams that went up with them? Oh, this is actually going to kill me. I should know this. 08-09. Who won the league in that season? I'm trying to remember. Oh, actually, no. No, I do remember. It would have been Wolves. Yeah, Mick McCarthy's Wolves. So 08-09 there. 7-08. Oof, this is when it gets a little bit tricky. It's when it gets a little bit tricky when I'm gonna have to think back quite for some time. So 07-08, that was when West Brom Stoke went up. No, yeah, West Brom were champions, Stoke was second. Then the next season, hang on a minute, I'm trying to think. So 7-08 there. So now I've got to think 6-7. This, I think, yeah, because 2004 was Sunderland, but they were also 2006-07 because they had like a couple of seasons in the Prem and stuff. And then before that was, I believe, Reading with their 103-point system. Did I say it wrong? Well, yeah, well, you know what I meant to say, and I think Sunderland were the first in that 2004. Yeah, 08-09. Yeah. Yeah, I believe Wolves were 08-09. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong. I know they were promoted. They were most definitely promoted in that season. I'm pretty sure they had one under Mick McCarthy. Right. Alright. So we've got Coventry Middlesbrough here. Still 0-0. Very... You know, it's just like... If people didn't really want to see FIFA anyway, maybe I should have done it as a separate stream, but... They were... Oh, they were. Okay, I thought they were. Why am I not feeling well? This is not good. I don't need this now. I might take some medicine, actually. I mean, right now, it's just... I want to do a video of some sorts, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I was saying that because I'm sure they had top goal scorer. Yeah, Ebanks Blake, potentially. So, after we do Coventry and Middlesbrough, the games we have afterwards are as follows. And this will test my alphabet now. Reading QPR, and then we have Sheffield United, Peterborough, Stoke and Huddersfield, Swansea, Hull, West Brom, Millwall, Forest, Cardiff. When is the prediction vid coming out? It'll come out on the Friday as normal. So I think Thursday will be the return of my fantasy videos, because a lot of you have really liked me doing these fantasy videos. Actually, I've really appreciated the support for those. It's actually got me a couple of new Twitter followers as well, based on what I've done as well. And yes, Wednesday, I don't know what I'm doing for Wednesday. Wednesday technically would be the day I've actually gotten the most time, actually. I'm supposed to be going out pub golf in that day, but I cancelled because I've got work at a certain time. And personally, my liver can't take any more, so I'm not going to do pub golf. That's probably the most square thing I have said in this whole stream for however long we've been streaming it for. Tuesday, I've got an idea I want to do. It might be a bit... it's going to be so time consuming to do it though. But if I can get in the way of doing the work, yeah, I could definitely do the editing and all of that, because basically the video itself is going to be very simple to record. It's just the graphics will take an age to do. Wednesday, what can I do Wednesday? Unless you guys got some smart ideas, don't really have anything planned. I mean, I could use it as a day off, which might help me, but if I want to get my channel trying to get back to 800 or 1000, I need to make as much content as I can. I don't know. I'll see if I can think of something. If I don't, then I might just leave it as a day off. And then, yeah, obviously, as usual, for Friday, and then this will be my predictions. And unfortunately, for the Saturday now, I can't do the 3 PM watch-alongs anymore as I'm working. So, yeah, they won't be there anymore, sadly. But for streams now, I think we might do it in the style of this as a super stream, or potentially maybe just a video then followed by a stream, maybe. You know, one thing what I will do as well, the shorts channel is pretty much dead at this point. You know, we can kind of agree that, you know, I'm not the most interesting of human beings that's going to shock the world, if that makes sense. So what I'm planning to do with the shorts channel is that I'll turn it into a gaming channel. But I'm going to have to dedicate a lot more time for that. So if you want a gaming channel on Lexalexus, 1,000 subs, another thing I'll promise. Gotta get me there. So yeah, the shorts channel was created after 500. That will be converted to a gaming channel at 1,000. And then if a very small number of you still want a shorts channel, I'll just see if I can make a third. Yeah, but 3 channels of Lexalexus I think is too much at this point. No, I'm not doing that on Wednesday at all. I am not going on that pub crawl at all. Featuring random people and say random things. I mean, that's what's going to happen if you're going to collaborate with people that don't normally have YouTube. Oh, there's no chance of me doing that. I just cannot. I cannot do the crawl. There's no way. It's too close to my... It was too close to me in my recovery stage of my party. Oh my gosh, what a save as well. I just saw that. Brilliant save. Still 0-0. I've gained requests of a mukbang. I mean, if you do want to see a mukbang, I could suggest one. Reacting to your weird and wonderful championship predictions featuring fans. That might work. That can work at one day. Once again, it might take a bit of time to do so, but definitely in the future. Oh my gosh, I thought that was it. Oh man. It was Sam McCallum. And just past the side netting. Yeah, that's not a bad shout actually. Don't know when or if I could sort that out, but definitely in the future. You know, what I take pride with you guys, you've got some very creative ideas for videos, which means, you know, even if the content feels a little bit more of the same, I can still just get a little bit more, you know, content squeezed out there. Right, it's 5:45, which I think may be the latest that Ben might upload if he does. But for what I see, he has not uploaded. So I don't think we're going to have a BENHD video today, which is rare, not to have a video on a Monday. Maybe like me, he's been on a night out. You don't know. You just don't know sometimes. Here come Coventry in the final minute of the game. It's Tyler Walker. Going to try and find Matt Golan. The pass is poor. Dale Fry will give it to Betteleni, and that'll be the final whistle. It's the end of the game, and it is 0-0 at full time. Right. Next game was Reading and... Was it Reading and QPR? I think. Yeah. So, we're team with the worst transfer window against the team with the best transfer window. So that's going to be an interesting tie. So we've got Reading and we have got QPR. You know what? At this point, I'm getting a bit irritated by that live chat. I don't think I need it, to be honest. So I'm going to get rid of the chat box, keep the goal there, and keep this webcam. I think it's going to look much better. I'm potentially, you know, if I see a viewer scrolling through saying, oh, it's so messy with that, with that chat box, I'm not going to check it out. So I'm just going to keep it simple and just see if this may improve impressions and stuff like that. Mukbang Q&A, reaction to something, Ultimate Team Stream, sleeping stream. I mean, I would like to know whoever's done a sleeping stream before. I mean, we would be getting very comfortable and very cozy if we were doing that. I mean, in that case, then I might as well just streamed my whole party, because that was literally probably everything we did in that party. But in all seriousness, you know, it's just like, it's interesting, like with the ideas that a lot of you guys have got. So I just thought I had a notification there on YouTube, but it's clear that I don't. Oh my gosh, I hate feeling ill. And why have I done these two kits for Reading and QPR? They literally look the same. ASMR, well, I don't even watch ASMR, so I'd like, I wouldn't be able to do one on my own anyway. It could be like silent commentary of big matches and stuff. You know, it might be like, for instance, a North London derby that Arsenal may have lost. And Arsenal could meditate and relax to this event rather than just effing and jeffing about it. Yeah, I know, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't know if you really want to see me sleep, honestly. To reiterate, you know, if you wanted that, then that's pretty much my whole party. And honestly, it's just like, I know I'm not famous, but even me, you know, I would ask for a bit of a private confidentiality on certain things as well. But it's just like the amount I have promised you though for 1,000. Q&A, football. Oh, what a goal! What a brilliant goal! Reading have taken the lead, maybe by a bit of surprise. My gosh, it was reading the motto of the goal as well. What a strike! What a brilliant goal! So yeah, football, Q&A. I should have seen the replay there. Also, Shorts channel turns into a gaming channel. You'll see a lot more gaming now for the fact that now I have a capture card now. So yeah, that is definitely that's definitely new. But Lexalexus mukbang, answering your questions, BENHD collab, hot tub streams and much more. Yeah, literally. I don't think I promised a hot tub stream. I don't know where that came from. But Oh, there's no way. If I had a better body, I probably would have the confidence to do it, honestly. Yeah, not now. Especially for the fact I've got to work. I don't really want to show my nips. In front of, on the internet, especially. Because things get stuck forever on the internet. And that's one thing I'd say to all of you. Just don't do anything stupid online. Goal reactions, that's not... Yeah, that could be a good one. Problem is that I'll need to watch a video that people won't copyright strike me for. So that's the only issue with that. But that's a good idea, to be fair. That is a good idea. You know, there could be a compilation of championship goals. Could be a compilation of even Champions League goals, you know, and stuff like that. Just goals in general. So, yeah, I do. That's not a bad idea, to be fair. It just depends, you know, if I can... Is a craze on Twitch? What, hot tub streams or goal reactions? I was expecting more or less... oh my gosh, so Reading have got a second goal. I was expecting OnlyFans to be the one over Twitch for that. Although having said that, I know OnlyFans are actually banning nudity now, which I think they should have done sooner. Oh, my battery's very low. That's not great. Every comment you do a push-up. Oh, mate. I mean, I've already done a push-up challenge this year. It could be something I could do in terms of a gaming video if I did something a bit like that. But once again, gotta get me to 1,000 subs to unlock the gaming channel. Well, if that's so, then I might be on Twitch later to see if they are as big of a thing as you suggest they are. I mean, really, at this point, as I said, and I'll say it again, you know, we all have our own confidences of how we express ourselves. And honestly, I just wouldn't have the confidence to get my body out. Not yet, at least anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, that's also interesting as well, sit-up or star jump. One thing that I will say, though, which I think is a little bit scary, and I just want to see if I can find it somewhere. So, you won't be able to see it properly, but on the left-hand side of my head, there's like a tiny bulge of like an array of like circular pads there in the side of my head. You're not going to be able to see it because my face cam's a bit too far away. You could kind of see like there, it starts there and it goes on a little bit. This is completely unrelated for what we were talking about, by the way, but my family saw it the other day and I couldn't tell you that they were horrified seeing it. And first reaction is that they thought it was the worst case scenario for the dreaded C word. But looking at pictures online, I don't think it's that, and I've learned that it could be right there. I have a burst blood vessel there, and that could have been done for too much intensity, and I think that's how I thought of it, of doing too much ab exercises like press ups and sit ups and stuff. But it's not gone down at the moment, and I'm going to keep it there for a month. And if it's still not gone down, I am going to go to the doctors and get it checked. Because obviously, you might as well check at this point. I've not had a checkup for at least 18 years, I think. So I think it's worth that I do go in and have it checked out. But yeah, quite scary when I first got it originally. And it was literally on the day of my birthday they saw it as well. I'm just like, oh, brilliant. I've just been announced I've got cancer on my birthday. But I don't think I do. Shave my head, I wouldn't think so, unless I do it for charity, but I take too much pride in my hair at the moment. LGP, welcome to the stream, it's good to see you. So, this stream has been going on for ages. How long has this stream been going on for? It's been on for nearly 3 hours now. It has nearly been on for 3 hours. So, it has been absolutely crazy, but it's been in two parts. We've had, obviously, the transfer show grading, and now we have this. We now have FIFA predicting every single game. Sorry if I've lowered down the mood a little bit with my very small announcement there. But yeah, it was. You're not going to be able to see it because you could definitely. I can see in this angle now. You can kind of see it there, can you? It looks a little bit more like a bruise at this angle, to be honest. But no, it definitely did not look like that up close. That's what I'd say. Jack suggested a driving video. Once again, that's not a bad idea. The only issue I have with that is I don't really think I've got a stand that I can put my phone at. If I did, then easily I'll do a driving video. You know, if there was like a glove box that I can just, or a stand I could put on the dashboard, then that'd be perfect. And that would do well as well. But once again, got to think about copyright and stuff like that. I can't play music. The only stuff you can hear is me singing to stuff. Drag race. I mean, if you're talking about GTA drag race, that could be possible with the amount of races I do. I mean, I'm actually do at races, no pun intended. But yeah, I'm not good. In terms of games in general, I'm not really great, to be honest with you. I mean, you had a very small teaser of what games I was playing in terms of my capture device, but obviously the game I'm playing right now is FIFA. Not even pressing a single button. So, looks like Reading are going to have a fantastic win. 2-0 against QPR. Now, we've got the many teams beginning with S. So, this one, I think, is Sheffield United and Peterborough. Drive to all 92 stadiums. I mean, if there was like a project or something for charity, I'd do that. I would. I would have many fuel stops, but, you know, it'd be worth the journey. But also, you know, I would need a lot of time on my hands too. And unfortunately, being a university student, don't really have that, you know. Take, you know, obviously, Minimint has done it, hasn't he? But he's not a student, isn't he? And, you know, he's got a project. He's got people that can help him do that. He's got the support, you know. Unfortunately, I'm not Superman. I can't do things by myself. So, these ideas are great, but, you know, these sorts of things is when you need, like, multiple people to help you out here. Would you rather have Tuchel sacked and replaced by Kepa, or not get Europe but keep Thomas Tuchel? Oh, there's no way. There's no... Even if we don't get Europe... You know what? Who's to say we won't win Champions League? You didn't say that. You know, if you said won't win Europe and won't win Champions League, we won't get it. But you didn't say we won't win Champions League. So we'll keep Tuchel. We won't get top 4, but we'll still get Champions League. So we'll still get European football. So that's our way around it. Yes, Simon did do the Premier League stadiums. Yeah, he did 20, but obviously 92, way more intense, isn't it? You know, got to visit many places from all across England, to be honest with you. And probably the first place I might have to go to would be either Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Sunderland, or maybe even Hartlepool. Maybe even that. Or maybe I'll go to the right-hand side first and maybe cover Hull and Grimsby, and then go from there. But it's just, it'll be a very mad video to tell you the truth. I tell you what, I would love to go skydiving one day, Charlie Brown. I've not been yet, but I would like to do it one day. And that's me with a load of things. There's so many things I've still not done yet, but I really want to give a go. And skydiving would be an experience I never forget, and hopefully for the right reasons. Right, we've got Peterborough here. Here's Taylor giving it to Brown. Smodix. Look at a pretty quiet game at the moment. Jack's asking me to do something. There's a lot of physical activity that Jack wants to see me get involved in. Mate, you might think I look like an athlete, but I really do not look like one, you know. I can swim, by the way, but it's, you know, if you're expecting some Matt Peaty or Tom Daly panache when it comes to swimming and stuff like that, you know, you need to get out of there and see someone else. Do all Manchester stadiums? That's not bad. You know, if I were to stay in Manchester, if I went to a Manchester university, actually, that won't be a bad idea at all. I would have, well, there's a lot, isn't there? You've got the 2 Manchester clubs, of course. You've got Oldham, Salford, used to have Bury, but obviously not there now. Rochdale would be there. Bolton, Wigan would be there. Yeah, I guess Bolton and Wigan would count. Well, I guess Bolton would be sort of southern Lancashire area, I guess. I don't know. Bolton maybe not, but Wigan would for sure. No, there's a lot, actually, when I think about it. There's a lot of Manchester teams. Another physical activity Jack's asking me to do. This time painting walls. I mean, if I were to be grounded in my room, that could be a video I might do. Painting walls, although I can't really think of anything worse right now. No, not a bad suggestion, Peterborough Fan TV, actually. That's not a bad shout to visit all the Manchester stadiums, especially if I was to stay in Manchester for a couple of days. What I could do actually is visit all the Essex stadiums. You know, it'd be a hell of a journey, but it would probably take a couple of hours, but I would potentially do it. Lexalexus reacts to my most controversial football ideas. Thing is, that's the sort of thing like HITC Sport would do, but then I wouldn't, you know. The thing is about HITC Sport, he doesn't care what people think, so he'll say whatever, but I try and hold back a little bit, and you can't do that. It's like, it's basically fan art and Michael reading from a comedy script, and I don't really operate YouTube like that. I mean, if it's something that a lot of people want, then I could do it. Oh my goodness me, I've really got a sore throat today. It's really not going to help. Gotta tell you what I need to do, and I can't afford to forget this, is to change my fantasy team. Now, this might be... I'm so tempted for the Premier League to use my unlimited transfers. But at the same time, you know, it is 2 transfers completely free. Yeah, I mean, fantasy this week was really interesting because the main part of it is that we've got some players that, you know, some players will have to quarantine. Some players have been added as a transfer, you know. So, yeah, I think for what I've seen in my team, it might need some changing. It might really need some changing. Maybe not too much change though, and that's one thing I've got to be really careful about. If I change it too much, then it's not going to work, isn't it? What I hope for soon, though, is that when we play Spurs 2 weeks' time, is that we stop their very cocky attitude, because at the moment it's really annoying me how cocky they're being. You know, they've got us in matchday 5. If they can beat Chelsea or not lose to Chelsea in matchday 5, then they have every right. But if they lose, then all that cockiness they had was all for nothing. Reaction to the chaos in Brazil. I mean, if anyone had asked me that whilst I was doing my transfer show, that probably would have been a more appropriate time for me to do it, because I would have got a news article or something. But now we're here in this FIFA mode. I don't know if I could do it now, but to give my brief reaction, shocking how they how the whole thing was. Honestly, obviously a lack of discipline and control from Argentina's point of view due to the quarantine. It looked like it was clearly communicated, but why on earth did it take the officials of Brazil that long to try and, you know, get them out and get them away from the game? So Argentina mainly to blame, obviously, with their actions, but at the same time, you know, if they were suggested that they can actually play, then, you know, then it'd be Brazil's fault, wouldn't it? And you'd question how on earth did it take the authorities this long to get to that stage. Right. Gosh, my throat's absolutely dead. Thankfully, I've only got a couple of games left to do, and it's just gone 6 o'clock, and dinner will be very soon as well, which makes me a very happy man. I love my food, as you can tell. Yeah, no athlete here, no Adam Peaty, no Tom Daly here. more like an Endgame 4, what I'd say. Right. Thank you to the 5 viewers watching, by the way. You know, it was been a bit disappointing. I mean, I thought having that break would have actually got more fans in, but clearly that break part of the Superstream hasn't worked, sadly. So I've learnt now in the future not to do that break bit in the future. I mean, if you guys have a suggestion what I can do instead of just playing a random video, then maybe let me know. But unfortunately, you know, it didn't work out, didn't it? Oh, is it 7? It is 769. Hashtag nice, that's all I'll say on that. I want to see some hashtag nice in the chat. I'll start off if I need to. Let's start it off. Let's see how crazy it gets. Well, we've only got 4, so it's probably not going to be too crazy. Man, that's mad. So we're nearly at 770. That's crazy. So that's the full-time whistle. That's the full-time whistle. So another 0-0 between Sheffield United and this time Peterborough. Honestly, that I'll repeat this again, might not be a bad shout, but I think what's going to be difficult about this game week, we're going to see a lot more transfers now, and we'll see if, you know, if them coming in will improve this squad or not. Right, now if I'm right in saying, we have Stoke. Yes, right, and they are playing, who are they playing? They're playing Huddersfield. 2 teams who have started well, 2 teams in the top 6. So I really hope that it'll be a good game. Oh, there we go. The hashtag nice is actually doing all right at the moment. Oh my god. Deanie getting involved as well. Welcome to the stream, Deanie, by the way. I think you were featured in the transfer show segment as well. So if you've been there for the whole time, fair play, man. Because we've been streaming for about 3 hours now, which is absolutely mad. I don't know how I've kept this energy as much as I could, considering that I'm ill as well. So I'm trying what I can to try and keep that energy as well. Seen some names I've not seen before, like Cheesy Waffle. Welcome to the stream as well with the hashtag nice too. Or it's raining 455 with the hashtag nice as well. I'm seeing a lot of new accounts right now. It could be duplicate accounts, but if they are new people, welcome to the stream. A lot of people getting on with the hashtag nice at the moment, based on the subscriber count. Oh, Carl, welcome. Well, you can make a guess why I said hashtag nice to the chat, but yeah, knock yourself out. Oh, Carl, by the way, I did see your message on thingy, and basically no one's going to understand what I'm saying, but basically we're doing some work before university, so I did briefly say when someone did ask if I've got uni yet. Doing some work beforehand. I saw, Carl, you've done the first week's stuff already. I've drafted down the first 2 weeks stuff. I've got dinner in literally very, very soon as well. And I'm hoping before 7 I'm going to start constructing year 3 stuff too. So my plan this week is to try and construct at least most, if not all, of the advanced financial reporting. Based on the questions we've got, I think it's an exam. I think you're spot on with that. These multiple choice questions are going to be very, very important. So, yeah. I think you'll be right on that. I think definitely revising those multiple choice questions, but also the literal content we've done over the 2 years is going to be key. Right. Sorry, guys. I know, and I know no one may understand what we're talking about, but we're collaborating on getting us through this year of hell. That's all we're saying. Yeah, howdy, dude, indeed. What I will say, Carl, I've got a lot of goss for you later on, so be excited. These guys will know that I had a party on the 4th. On the 3rd, I beg your pardon. And let's just say some people who were involved as well, there's definitely some stuff I need to share. I mean, that lot can't get involved in it, but yeah, Carl, be a little bit excited. Sounds like you have a good plan now. Time to execute. Yes, exactly. And you know what? What I'm hoping, the more we do these chats, the more I will execute it. We'll drive each other on. I'll stream what I've noted down. What a goal, by the way. I'll stream what I noted down already on week 2, and then we'll go through the questions together. So that'll be fine. Yeah. My lips are sealed on what went on that Friday. Only you will know. But it is really quite good. That's all I'd say. Oh, man. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, it's something, it's something that, we'll share with the OGs for what we can say. That's what we'll say. I don't care if the OGs know, but definitely the others, lips are sealed there. Nothing to do with me, that's all I'll say as well. Nothing reckless on my part as well. I'm just saying some other people, may have been a bit reckless. Here's Fletcher to Nick Powell, and it's equaliser straight away. We're getting a load of draws in these simulations today. Nick Powell with the strike and 1-1. Sounds interesting. Oh, you'll be amused for what? Well, you'll be intrigued definitely, but you also may be amused as well. That's all I'll say. You might be more intrigued than anything, actually, but I think also intrigued and also, yeah, amused. That's all I say. That's what I imagine you'll be. But it's an eye-opening thing, I'll say to you as well, Carl, as well. And it's something I think we have, well, what I will link it to is something we have touched on when we've made our future plans as well. So, yeah. Should be a lot of fun if everyone turns up as well. Hopefully we got the likes of Jack and obviously the rest of the OGs too. Charlie Brown has asked, am I lightweight in terms of drinks? 2018, yes. Now I would dare say I am a lot more stronger now. Nah, nothing like that. No, it's nothing to do with me, Carl. Nah, all of this is nothing to do with me. I mean, Carl, at this point, you do realise that I would have had to overcome something that I've not even done yet to get to that stage. You're really going to give me that sort of big up now? So yeah, that was definitely not the case. It's just basically the actions of someone and the perception of that one being is all I'd say, because it was a house party, wasn't it? So my parents met a load of people, and they may have met a couple of uni people too. That's what I'm probably going to allude to. Hi Alice, just went back for tea. A typical score when I come back. Yeah, it was literally literally an equaliser straight from the kickoff they scored as well. Yeah, it was a good goal by Huddersfield, but obviously Stoke with a good teamwork goal too. We only have, I believe, 4 games left. So we've got Stoke, Huddersfield, got Swansea, Hull, West Brom, Millwall, and Forest and Cardiff next. And it's got Sol Drunky passed down our first year before 9 PM. Everyone left. Yeah, everyone knows that story, Carl. They already know about me getting blackout drunk. This was when I talked about, oh my god, and Stoke have just taken the lead. Stephen Fletcher with the goal. We already talked about my lightweight thing in 2018. They know that. But, yeah. Nowadays, I can actually control it better, But hey, remember what we said in our plans as well. None of this sort of events until everything is over. Because honestly, I think there's nothing we want more just to have these parties and, drink out again. But we gotta put our content and our degrees first this time. You gotta leave it now and again. Yeah, now and again, but never blackout. What followed from that was, honestly, I couldn't even tell you the worst hangover I've ever had. Like, I had a really bad hangover after my party recently. It was my worst hangover since that night, honestly. What's your choice of alcoholic beverages, considering there's different kinds? So, I'm a very casual drinker, really, when it comes to stuff. A lot of people would stereotype a load of teens or young adults going for spirits and mixers and stuff. I'm more of a cider beer kind of guy, and a lot of people like beers, to be honest with you, but no, I'm quite a big fan of quite a fair few beers. Can't stand Guinness. I can't stand Guinness, that's what I'll say. Out of all the beers I don't want, Guinness is one of them. Ciders, pretty much most of them taste the same anyway. All of the post, Huddersfield nearly equalised. Lewis O'Brien nearly with the equalising goal. Nah, there wasn't. It didn't go like that. It wasn't that kind of party. If I was home alone, you don't know. But because I had parents around, there was no way it was going to be that sort of party. I'd love to go on the Lash. Jack would be a very fun night. Yeah, obviously, but obviously we've got to do that. When we're all up there. And I think we've all got to be real with ourselves as well. That we can't taboo if we are not feeling confident in our ability. We've got to be honest this year and actually really tackle it. So, because our futures are really on the line now, it would be, for Jack and my perspective, it will be our most crucial years since our A-levels and GCSEs. So, we got to really, go for it this year, really. And I'm glad in a way we've already got content for one of the years. We can really, honestly, if we can really quickly go through these answers, because what I'm planning to do as well is not only know the answer of those multiple choice questions, is to also decipher why one answer isn't and why one answer is what it is. So I think just having that background knowledge as well, I think will help the understanding part of it. You like water the best? Well, yeah, water as a casual drink, is always going to be the best, isn't it? Right, so after this game, we only have 3 games left. That is crazy. Other drinks like whiskey, wine, vodka, champagne. I've tried champagne. It's alright, but it's not something I can have lots of because it's very, very bitter. I've had gin before. Once again, very similar to champagne, very bitter. Can't have lots of it. Same goes with gin and tonic and stuff. Vodka, obviously I've had before. I've definitely had vodka before. I definitely have a couple of shots now and again. But once again, I've noticed my my alcohol intake, that it doesn't get too bad when I don't consume lots of it. If I don't consume lots of it, then, I can successfully make it through a night, basically. It's when I have too much of that where I am literally ruined. And non-functional, which I learned the very hard way in 2019. Right. There you go. That's the match. But it's the same for next year, and the Masters 2, get the work done, and maybe we've got all chill. Yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree with that. Yeah. God, yeah. I had a chat recently about Masters, actually, and what sort of courses they've got. What I can get is do an MBA over an MFC, really, to be honest. The price is ridiculous for an MBA compared to an MSc, but it's because the employees love an MBA qualification. Manage tons of vodka every day before he streams Secret Alert. I would like to say I don't actually keep vodka, but what I will say on that, I have seen someone in my own eyes down 2 bottles of vodka right in front of me before. And I never thought it was possible. One thing that I'll say about vodka, if none of you have ever tried it, if you ever have tasted mouthwash before. It's basically drinking mouthwash. What vodka is. It really is that strong, and it burns. It really, really burns when you have it. Really, to be honest. You've been drinking some wax champagne. If it's bitter, lol. It's meant to be one of the sweetest bubbly alcoholic drinks out there. Well, to be honest, it was a champagne that my parents had. I mean, I don't know. Maybe bitter wasn't the right word. Maybe I was just a bit oversensitive to the taste. Really, to be honest, I couldn't really decipher what it was. To be honest, I just think, I definitely agree it was bubbly, but the taste is one I can't really describe. I think just intense is probably the right thing that I could say on that. Was that Jack? Nah. Jack tends to not get involved in those. Well, he does drink, yeah, of course. But what I'm saying, when it goes to challenges and drinking stuff, Jack goes out of that because he knows that he doesn't want to make a tit out of himself. You know, it's a very square thing for me. Well, it's very square of him to do. But to be fair, whilst that might be square, it stops him making look like a right idiot. You know, he actually thinks about that. Yeah, well, I was not standing when I did that, didn't I? I was on the floor, wasn't I? There was absolutely no chance that Jack would do that either. He's I don't think. Well, one, he's not got the tolerance, and two, he just wouldn't do it anyway. Right. But what I will say, from the amount I have drunk on that night out, I'm glad in a way that I've made the decision I'm not going to be drinking for quite some time, really. Just to give my poor liver a darn break, really, to be honest. He doesn't have the body mass for that type of drinking. Yeah, agreed. I mean, I would even dare say, you know, I used to have the body mass for it, really, to be honest with you. I mean, part of it was body mass, and part of it was just arrogance and confidence trying to impress. But then, in the end of it, it got me... It really attacked me. And Jack just wouldn't do that. He's got too much self-pride for that, Jack, thought I'd say. Owen, welcome back. You were here for the transfer show, but the second part of this stream is the FIFA predicting all the games. And I've just remembered, Forest are the last game we go through, so you've only got 2 games to wait for now. There was one big one today. It was, I believe it was Bottas, but, you know, I don't know too much about Formula 1 anyway, but, I believe it was Bottas, I think, was the big transfer that was made today. Right, Swansea Hull still 0-0. Yeah, Bottas signed for Alfa Romeo. Yeah, that was the big one today. That was literally all over my Twitter line. It's just like I didn't get it, but then until I knew it was Formula 1, that made sense. Right, that's half time. If you've got the body of Notorious B.I.G., you could drink anything, anytime. The body of Snoop sticked in the weed. I tell you what, it wouldn't even surprise me if Jack probably secretly does that. I mean, I would say him and Finn probably have that similar body type to go into that field, really. It wouldn't even surprise me if one, if not both of them, have had stories with that sort of area. Oh, no, I won't try and make some stuff up, you know. I won't announce things unless I know them for certain. But no, well, we know Jack is not as innocent than he tries to make out to be. I mean, you know, I've made that clear. But obviously I've made it clear that I'm not that innocent either. I try to, at least. I mean, a lot of the time is that, like, if I'm not innocent, it ends up with me getting 10 times worse off. Would you rather have a few hard cold beer with Jack, or a few drink of a mystery cocktail, or drink of Carl's choosing? Oh. So wait, Would you rather have... Oh, wait, was that's a good goal by Swansea, by the way. I think it's Hurahan there. A few hard, cold beer with Jack. So, hard, cold beer, that would be a Heineken and a Desperados. They'll be up there in terms of alcohol percentage, which are basically my 2 beers I drink anyway. If you drink of a mystery cocktail, I'm not a huge cocktail fan, honestly. I don't drink too many. Cocktails, I mean, there's a couple I've had, which are nice, but I don't drink too many. And because it's a mystery one, you know, it might be one I completely despise. And then a drink of Carl's choosing. I mean, it depends what mood he's in, and it depends what I've done. If I've actually done some good and have helped him with stuff, he might be nice. But a lot of the time, he'll give me a real awful drink. But I would trust Carl more than I would do with someone like Finn or stuff with things like that. That's all I'd say. Right. So beers with Jack. Oh yes, yeah, beers with Jack actually. Because to be fair, Jack is not. I've got to be honest. Jack is not one of the most socially friendly people, but one-on-one is brilliant. One-on-one conversations, Jack thrives off. It's when you get him around a load of like a pool of people, he can get a bit intimidated by that. But one-on-one, he's terrific, and that's just, you know, his comfort zone. So I perfectly think one-on-one, a hard beer with Jack, I actually think wouldn't go amiss. Because to be fair, we've actually had a good couple of beers one-on-one now and again as well, and then they've all been rather positive experiences. He really doesn't want to drink on my choosing. Yeah, that's what I know. I used to make a cocktail, bit of this and that, 5 hours, give it a shake. Yeah, well, basically you made a dirty pint. Yeah, and that's exactly what I think you'd do. You know, I mean, well, I'll say the dirty pints that are around in my place. If you imagine a Bailey's, a Smirnoff, few liqueurs as well, Desperados, dark fruit, vodka, whiskey, you know, yeah. I was fortunate enough not to drink the dirty beer, or dirty pint, that's what I meant to say. But a couple of people were so unfortunate that they did, and it definitely made them drunk for the first 3 hours of the party. That's all I'd say. Oh man, so yeah, that was one for time. So I appreciated that I wasn't going to have one of those dirty pints. I've not had too many dirty pints, honestly. Actually, I think I've actually had more dirty pints in the uni than I've had in parties, actually, which says a lot about the people getting me drunk in the uni. I've got school tomorrow. Oh yeah, wait. So Owen, what year would you be in now? Would you be like near GCSE year? Yeah, a lot of people going back to school this week. In fact, quite a fair few people actually went back the week before. There was some tomato juice in it. I mean, there was almost juice in my one. Yeah, sometimes you gotta have some juice of sorts, and Hull in the final minute have just equalised. 30 seconds over the time, and Hull have snatched a point. This is unbelievable. Wow, this is the second time this has happened today. We saw Birmingham get a last-minute equaliser, and now Hull have done that. So, what a cruel way to lose 3 points. Let's see this. McGuinness over here. Good bit of play. Oh, poor defending there. Who got the goal? It was Greg Doherty, and that's an equalising goal. Go to the worst rated pub in the UK or be drunk for a full stream. Oh my god. It depends how drunk. Because I have been drunk on streams before, but it was not like heavy drunk. It was like tipsy drunk. And the thing is, I've also been to a couple of really crappy pubs as well. What's next? So we've got Swansea Hull. Oh, it's West Brom Millwall. That's right. I'll go to a crappy pub because they would still have pints and stuff like that. It just might mean the food quality is not great. If it means that it doesn't have food, I can eat beforehand, but also I'll just get some prees. I'll just carry some prees there and just, you know, snack on those. Oh yeah, don't talk about feeling old when Cal's in the room. That's all I'd say. We were already having a thing of me being 21 and how I was talking about players who are younger than me now. You know, Cal's been through all of that thick and thin. Has probably gone through 2 to 3 separate stages of that as well. Oh my god, Owen, you're the same age as my youngest brother, which is crazy. Didn't even think about it, but yeah, you are. You're actually the same age as my youngest brother, which is crazy. Oh my god. So I just looked at something there. Right, so we've got only 2 games left. It's 6:30 now. I'm thinking dinner will be in the next 10. And then I'll be talking to Carl in the next potentially 30, depending how quickly I golf down this dinner. Yeah, so probably I would go to the worst rated pub, because the thing is, it's just being drunk for a full stream. You don't know what could go on. You only have 18 years on me. Yeah, although that's nearly double my age, Carl. Go to the Dutch Grand Prix surrounded by Dutch fans with orange around them, or go watch Belgium national team play. Very opposite ends of the spectrum, that. So either go to a Formula 1 race or see a football game with Belgium. It'll be both. It'll both be things I want to do. I might opt for the football, but if it's with family, potentially Grand Prix, because the thing is, my family are very apprehensive when it comes to football matches anyway, especially live stadiums, and I think watching the Grand Prix together with the family, I actually think would be a much better atmosphere. Remember that time we went to Spoons and said we were father and son? Yes, we did. No, this is a true story, actually. So, obviously, there was the... I can't even remember what the bloody rule of it was. Basically, rule of 6, or basically the rule of 1 household per table or whatever. And, yeah, so basically, we are back... Well, this was first term. Yeah, this was first term before the third lockdown came. This was after second lockdown and before third lockdown came. And this was back in the day when they said you can only have 1 household at a time. Carl and I just lied about being related, and the other uni mates had to sit together and say that we were brothers, or occasionally brother sister as well. So yeah, oh my gosh, it was definitely. It was a bit of a scary and dicey time, and honestly, it only took a couple of weeks later when uni was shut again, and then obviously we had the third lockdown during the Christmas holiday, which was I'm pretty sure it wasn't the start of the pandemic. For what it could have been the start, actually. Although it could have been the start. Honestly, Carl, time these days would literally feel the same anyway. I couldn't potentially remember that it actually may have been the start of the pandemic, because it was such a shambolic rule that maybe it was at the start, around March time, maybe, before things got shut. Or it was at the start of the second year, like around September, around this time last year, actually, where we did all of that, potentially. No, you can't fault that at all. It did work. It did work. When you're nearly double my age, we could probably pull that off. It did work, honestly. And these are the memories you want to cherish from uni forever, because you'll always remember that. I'll remember the poor moments of me being blackout drunk, but I'll also remember the funny moments of a scenario like that as well. And that's a brilliant teamwork goal. And Mill, just before half time, have taken the lead, and I believe that's Bradshaw with the goal as well. It's not Jed Wallace. Glad Owen, you've seen the funny side of that. I tell you what, Carl was all relaxed about it. He was confident in his yeah, it was September. Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, it was the start of the year last year. Yeah, it was Bradshaw. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was September last year. That's what I thought. Yeah, I cannot believe we actually thought, let's actually go out, because we had an hour break, didn't we? So we were like, yeah, we'll use this time to go to McDonald's and Spoons or whatever. It always alternated between Spoons and McDonald's. and then you had one of those weeks you did something else as well. I won't say. I won't say. I'll let the only three other people, or no, I'll let the only two other people watching guess what I might be referring to. But yeah, overall, we were so unproductive when we had a free lesson, which I think has got to change. And to be honest, with COVID protection and stuff like that, still, you might as well still do that. God, I cannot believe that was last year. I still remember that month like it was only like a couple of months ago, mate. It really is crazy how quickly this year has gone eventually. But it's even crazier thinking that we are now going to be back into the uni. It's been a couple of months we've not been to the uni. Alex, we're all sorry for joking about your first vid haircut. Oh, honestly, guys, you can laugh at it. I don't even care at this point. Everyone's got a really bad video. Ben Bloom would have a... Ben Bloom wouldn't have a bad video, to be fair, but it's definitely not on par to it now. Matt SB might have a bad video. BENHD for sure would have a first bad video. We all have one. You're on about chatting the sexy Asian up, says Carl. I've got to make sure I don't get monetized here. It might be that. It might be that I was referring to. I mean, obviously, there've been, for what you told me, there'd been not quite any further developments in that field. And the guy gives me a beer for my dad. I remember once on holiday, my dad and you were going to get lunch. Then he goes to get food, and I came back after getting lunch, go to the bar and get a Coke for me and the beer for my dad. And the guy gives me a beer for my dad. Wait, so what happened there? Did a stranger give you... Oh, wait, so you both got food and then you exchanged beers? So you're telling me, for someone who's young, the same age as my youngest brother, has this must have been an encounter. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just like, at your age, why on earth are they serving beers? That's literally what I was saying. It's like the same age as my youngest brother. And to give you context, my youngest brother's 13. Oh. Man, how long has this been going on for? It has been going on for 3 hours and 30 minutes. Wow. Well, that is why, Carl, I did I drafted the first 2 weeks of the course yesterday rather than today. I don't know, Charlie, he believed you. I think it probably was. To be fair, she is looking forward to meeting up again and this year, so we're hey. Yeah, to be honest, I'm really excited to see everyone again. There is a couple of people going back who I've not seen likely for a year and a half, which I'm really excited for. But everyone is going to get carried away. And if we don't get carried away, we'll benefit. They'll suffer, but we'll benefit. You've got to almost be square at everyone else's expense to save. Well, not save. Our degrees aren't in danger. We're actually doing quite well with our degrees. But to make sure it's cemented, that we're going to get a really good degree out of it. You're going to head off now. Everyone have a good evening and night. Okay, don't worry, Charlie Brown. I mean, we've only got one more game after this. Yeah, we only have one more game after this. So the stream is very nearly going to be done anyway. But wow, fair play. If you've watched for the whole thing, then you deserve a lot of respect, man. Because I've been on streaming for a long time. So final game to go through is Nottingham Forest against Cardiff. This time you'll be one of the top dogs rather than the underdog this time, though. Live it up, dude, and enjoy. Yeah, I mean, it's about balancing the education and understanding it, but also eventually, being the top dog for the lads as well. Because to be honest, with the lads I was on about, I barely scratched the surface in knowing them, to be honest, and then COVID hit. And if they do return, it's going to be absolutely crazy, to catch up on all of that. Just as long as I balance it, I will be the top dog, not only in the word, but actually socially too. Jack, welcome back to the stream. You just walked a dog. Oh, not bad. Not bad, man. Oh yeah, Carl, I'll tell you the story, and in fact, I'll let you guys know on this as well. So I'll tell you the story of me getting a scholarship. So, yeah, withdrawal. Oh man, I don't want to tell you, but that is 210 minutes of me. Right, let's move on to the scholarship thing. So yeah, Carl, this is something I will definitely expand a little bit when I talk to you very soon after this. But I remember getting an email when I was in a pub with two uni friends. I'll call them uni friends so I don't reveal their names. But it was a scholarship for attainment for the first year. I meant more being ones that everyone wants to know and have a big crew and the OGs on the top of the pile. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope so, at least, definitely. Yeah, we'll take over the world. You know, we won't be mouthy to the lecturers, but we'll show them a thing or two in making sure they do the right shit, you know. Sorry for swearing, guys. Yeah, so yeah, we'll definitely deliver with that. How's it going on Blue Story and reading out the stadium update? Yeah, I'll definitely go on that. So in fact, what I could do actually, because I'm on Catcher, I can definitely look at that. So in fact, guys, I completely forgot I can do this now. But as you can see, guys, take away the black screen. We're on 769 subscribers here, which is very, very nice. Hashtag nice. But one more, we get 770, which will be absolutely amazing. So if you've not yet that subscribe, please do so. That would be amazing. So let's go back to this. And let me get the Birmingham news thing right now. So when have they... So this was not... When's the... Is it on Instagram, the update? Because if so, I can actually get Instagram up on my computer. I know, Carl. I just completely forgot. I've been streaming for 3 hours and a half. Leave me alone. Yes. Yes, Charlie. 210 freaking minutes on me. Yes. That is a lot of Lexus indeed. Probably a bit too much Lexus, to be honest. Wow. I am absolutely exhausted, though. Right, so we've only got we've got under 5 minutes, realistically. So, Jack, where's the update? Is it on Instagram? I don't see 770, I see 69, most important part of your account. Well, yeah, it is important, but you know what? I'd like 1,069, you know. Oh, I did not say that. Oh, I did not say that at all. Imagine 1,420. God, if there's any way that I'm digging a hole, it is now. Oh, man. Just give me 100 more. 869. Oh, my goodness me. Right, I'm definitely getting a bit delirious now. I mean, that's what happens when you stare at... Don't swear, don't do this twice. That's what happens when you stare at a bloody screen for 3.5 hours straight. You're just like 69 and I'll see myself out. Haha, you win, that's better. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay. Oh my gosh, my TV's about to turn off. Because it's been on for so long now. I need to actually quickly do that. Well, thankfully, I can actually turn my TV off and my capture card will still be going. Clever little thing this capture card thing is right there. I've upgraded. So not only a capture card I have now, allowing this to function automatically, also have this huge, ginormous microphone. I won't tell you how much all of that costs. On Insta... Okay, it's on Instagram. Okay, I'll find it now. Because actually, I can get Instagram on my Windows, actually. Is it on the Birmingham account or is it on your account, Jack? Because you do follow me on Instagram, I believe. I think you do follow me. I can't find you at the moment. Let me just see if I can find it. Or it could just be on the Birmingham account. I don't know where it will be. Right, it's definitely not one of my followers, so maybe it's on the Birmingham account. Oh, it's on the Birmingham account, okay. Just in time for the last game. Yeah, that's right. So, only half an hour left of that game, of course. Oh, cheers, Jack, for that. I appreciate that. So, I'll see it myself. Right, so I'll read it now. I don't know why I didn't find your name on Instagram, but thanks for that. I appreciate it. Oh, no, I want to see Seymour. Seymour, that's what I want to see. Hang on a minute. God, I've got so many tabs open. It's not good. Before I go, will we get a special video 6969? Well, if we get that, then yeah, certainly. Maybe that will be the hot tub stream you'll be asking for. I'm glad it's a mic. No other comment on it or I'll be in trouble. Well, I already said right at the start of the stream, I said, I know it's a mic, you know, just do not make any fancy edits. I already know what people are going to think of it. But it is legitimately the best mic around for content creators. So I don't care. Alright. My TV may be off, but I'm watching the game on my system, which is quite amazing. Oh no, what's going on there? Come on. Why is it not connecting now? We're back. Right, dinner's ready now. So we've only got a couple of minutes left. Let me just read the update. And if I might share my screen for you guys. Oh, come on. Why is it not showing? It's taken an age to load. It might be on Twitter, actually. It might be on Twitter if they posted it on Instagram. Let me see. I think Twitter is actually going to guarantee it that I can get it quicker than this. Yes, it's on Twitter. Right, I can read this. Once again, why is it taking an age? Why is it taking forever? The way he touched a tip, very suspicious. Mate, I don't know how many tips you've touched, Carl. I mean, if you've been in this planet, as you said, 18 more years, you know, you definitely probably would have touched more tips than I have done. That's all I'd say. Fever be like, here's Johnny. Right, there you go. I've got it. It's right there. Finally, it's loaded. So let's get it. Sounds so wrong. Right, full-time whistle. It's happened now. I think if I'm right in saying it was a really boring game and 0-0. Yes, it was. So, before we end the stream today, 3 hours and 45 minutes of goodness, let's see what Birmingham have just announced here. So, following our latest update regarding the delay to the remedial works in the Upper Cop and Tilton, the club would like to provide the following information ahead of our next fixture at St Andrews. Having now completed the necessary repairs to the Upper Tilton, the club have had a verbal sign-off from the structural engineer from the works that have been undertaken, subject to the local authority and safety advisory group carrying out their own inspection and issuing the club with a safety certificate for this area. The Upper Tilton will be deemed safe to reopen to supporters. Okay, that's big. The club will be able to provide confirmation on Wednesday the 8th, so that's 2 days' time, whether the Upper Tilton will be reopened to supporters, along with information regarding tickets and hospitality for our fixture with Derby on the 10th. Bit unhelpful, it's a Friday game, isn't it? It's important to note that the Upper Tilton Open, all season ticket holders can be accommodated. Media work will continue at the Upper Cop. Okay, so looks like they may have fixed the Tilton with a verbal agreement. The Cop still needs to be fixed, but overall, that's half of what they had broken. Okay, that's actually big news for Birmingham. I did not mean. I completely clicked the wrong button there. That was supposed to be for my break. This is what I meant to click. Okay, so more than you, said Carl. Well, we can reveal all in a couple of minutes time. Right, so that's going to wrap it up for this stream today. Blimey, 3 hours and 45 minutes of goodness for me. So yeah, that's most definitely enough. I'm going to go and have dinner. If you guys like what you see, please give the stream a like. It does tremendously help. Please subscribe if you haven't done. To reiterate, we are 1 sub away from 770. Nearly at 800 subs, of course. And please, if you haven't done, please share the channel as well. All that really helps. Wow, this was a marathon. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for the end of this video. And as always,